listener. It's that time again. It's Sunday. It's probably sometime around 8 o'clock. That's usually when I try to go to get the podcast up. You know, you might have to go back to work tomorrow, but at least before you go back to work, you have one final hurrah, and it's called the Rage Select Podcast, even though I know that most people definitely listen to the show on Monday and not on Sunday evening. So
it varies.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rage Select Podcast. You're Rage Select. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
And you know what, Michael, I was kind of struggling for news. There wasn't like a big story this week, and then it was like Nintendo at the last minute was like, hey, in fact, I even thought, because we were recording this on Friday, and I even thought like DC Fandom is happening this weekend.
And
like,
it is,
maybe we should push it off to talk about DC Fandom, but like, man, you know, sometimes old Jeff needs to have a weekend where he just lays on the couch and watches Seinfeld reruns and doesn't have to get up and drink a lot of Gatorade and like get over a hangover to do a podcast. So
no, it's fair, yeah. Plus, I got an Oculus Quest, so I want to fuck around with that.
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. Have you got Pistol Whip yet?
I haven't turned it on yet.
Oh.
Because it's charging right now.
Yeah.
Hilario sent me a link to this a strap that he had. That's a really comfortable one that he had when he showed me his. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to figure out how to put that thing on as well. Mm-hmm. And so once I do, yeah, I'm gonna fuck around with that for a bit.
Pistol Whip is like Beat Saber, except you shoot a gun to the rhythm instead of slashing things, and you move instead of things moving towards you.
I'm really excited. It's
pretty
because,
cool.
Like, I've been wanting to try VR more and more, and I'm gonna see how much I can do without getting a headache, because it varies from game to game.
I mean, if depending on when you've done it, it's like they've made a fair amount of strides towards making it better. Actually, it's funny because I'm just remembering that there's a new Steam announced a new VR thing this week, or
did they really?
Vive? It was one of those. I didn't actually pull it up, but it's like a new. It's a standalone that's like a pair of glasses.
What the fuck?
Like it's kind of the smallest VR solution. It's small and light to the point where like you can literally put it on and like it has glasses style things that go back over your ears instead of
so strange,
like a big rubber band to like strap this cell phone and just mash it up against your face as hard as you can.
What's it do though?
It's for like lightweight VR. It's like $500. It's standalone. It's basically their version of a Quest.
That's neat.
But a little bit better, lighter than a Quest. Anyway, wait, hold on. This is not the time for news. This is the time for what bullshit have you watched on TV or whatever. And I watched that Free Guy movie last week.
Oh, you did?
I did. I sat down and I watched it, and it was okay. I feel like I saw a lot of people when it came out. It was like I was going to be charitable and say it was like Grandma's Boy, but not shitty. It's kind of like Ready Player One, but not shitty.
See, those sounds like good things to me, though.
Yeah.
And I like Grandma's Boy, to be honest.
Well, the thing is that as near as I can tell, it's like, okay, you got Ryan Reynolds, you got this irreverent thing, you got all this violence and stuff going on in it, this kind of nifty story. So it's kind of like Deadpool, except that it's not vulgar and it's not violent. And I'm like, there was something about the vulgarity and the violence of Deadpool that really just ratcheted it up like another 3 points in the score category. And this was fine. Like, it was real flashy. It was nice. It was well produced. I didn't know this until I watched it. The bad guy is Taika Waititi in that movie.
There's a great behind the scenes like interview stuff, because they like with the cast.
Yeah.
And it's Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi just being like, you know, it's great that, you know, the first time we've ever worked together, I've always wanted to work with you. And the other guys are like, didn't you guys make Green Lantern? I don't know what you're talking about. You're thinking of the Green Hornet. Yeah. And then it cuts back to them. It's like, no, you made that movie. And then they turn around and Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi are just fucking gone.
There you go. Yeah, no, but it was fine. It was worthwhile. It was like a mediocre. I mean, it was fine. I'm really glad that I didn't spend the like premium $20 to rent it, because I feel like it would have been a little. I don't know. It was kind of like. It was like it had a lot of like Lego Movie DNA in it.
I can see that.
And
I've seen some clips of it. And it has a lot of just like, well, why don't we reference this one thing?
Right. You know what it reminds me of? Not in any actual way, shape, or form, but like in my viewing experience of it, not plot or characters or anything. It kind of reminds me of Mitchell's versus the Machines, where it's like, oh, that was fun. I'm glad I watched that. I don't think I'll ever watch that. Like, it's not going to be my favorite movie that I'm going to watch a whole bunch of times, but like it was fine. I liked it. So
see, I really like that movie, so it just makes me like maybe I'll really like this movie.
I think that once it comes onto streaming, it would be great to watch. I don't think anybody should go out of their way to watch it. I think
that's probably true though.
Apparently now it's probably off. I think it's off HBO Max at this point. But I also watched that *Malignant* movie, which was really incredibly stupid, and I loved it, and it was really fucking stupid, and I liked it a lot. I knew the twist going in, and I wasn't about to watch it unless I knew the twist ahead of time.
See, I still don't know what the twist is, but it's because I never looked into the movie at all.
It's off HBO Max now, so you have to like pay for it or whatever. But
I'm sure it'll come back.
It was, I don't know, a lot of people, like I've been not to go too far off on a tangent, but I feel like *Malignant*, like the people I saw talking about *Malignant* were like, every so often. Boy, we're going out there. We're going wide, everybody. We're going wide. Just stand back for a second. Okay, you remember that movie Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise, where it was like, oh, what's going on? What is reality? What is blah blah blah? And everybody was like, oh my god! Like all these people watched it and they were just like, wow, what a mind job! And I was like, man, I read sci-fi. Like I watch Star Trek. Like this was no more. This is just kind of the Matrix, or What Dreams May Come, or like some of the
holodeck.
Yeah, exactly. but everybody had their mind blown by it, and that's kind of how I felt when I watched *Malignant*. And then more to the point, I keep seeing. I'm not entirely sure why Squid Game is so. I mean, I liked Squid Game. I watched it, but people are just like, "Oh my god, I've never seen this before." And I'm like, "I have. I've seen this." I mean, there's a show on Netflix that is basically Squid Game, but slightly different. I guess Squid Game's a little bit more grounded. It's more complete. It's not like the first arc of a manga or anything like that.
It's the death game genre. A lot of people who have never heard of that genre have no idea what it is.
Right.
They watched 3 things that have that idea, which is Battle Royale, the Hunger Games. And like I think there's one other thing, but I can't remember. So it's one of those things where they're like, this is just like that. It's like, yeah, because that's a fucking genre.
It's a whole genre, yeah. So but I mean, like *Malignant* was one of those things where I was like, oh my god, and I'm like, this is just a bad 90s movie. Like
that's why a lot of people seem to really like it though, because a lot of people I've seen who like love it are like, this movie's dumb as shit, but I really like it. I'm like, at least you guys understand this sort of thing. But yeah.
How about you? What have you been consuming?
The main thing I want to talk about is that the Immortal Hulk ended this week.
Oh, did it? I didn't realize it was having an ending.
The final issue came out this last Wednesday. I thought it was a fine ending. I won't go into anything spoiler related, but it's one of those endings that's like, whatever comes next will probably be a normal Hulk story, kind of thing. But
because out of the crazy fucking Juji Ito Hulk that we've been
all the weird insane shit has sort of just been like, and then we're done here, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And like, don't worry about it. And then Banner walks off into the sunset, I guess. I'm like, what the fuck?
They play the music from the show, just
basically
music from show, little notes on the comic.
It was a pretty big one because there was like a double size issue that came out, so that was pretty cool.
I read a lot of that. I guess I need to catch up and figure out where I left off and then go back and
it's 50 issues, so I'm sure they'll come out with an omnibus or something. I'll probably end up buying that because I read it all digitally because I want to own it physically. But other than that, Ben Reilly's Spider-Man again, so that's neat.
Okay,
so the 90s are back, Jeff.
Cool. Yeah, Superman's gay and the 90s are back.
Exactly. I also watched The French Dispatch, but I'm not allowed to talk about that just yet.
Okay.
Because Chris, like I said, Chris doesn't like me to talk about those before the reviews come out. I watched something. I'm trying to remember what because I watched something this week.
So it made a great impression on you, apparently.
I'm just really tired is the thing. That's the thing is I actually watched and did a bunch of random shit this week.
Yeah.
I watched the new Treehouse of Horrors. The new Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors came out.
Yeah.
That was the thing I was thinking of. That's the reason why you can tell why it didn't leave an impression on me, because The Simpsons has a bad idea. It had one really, it started with a Parasite parody, which was
weird.
Okay at first, but then just lost track of what it was doing.
That's not really a horror movie.
No, not really. The second one was about trees coming to life, and then the third one was a Ring parody that wasn't very good.
Wow, that all sounds radically out of date.
It does. It's not super good.
Okay.
But that was the new Treehouse of Horrors, guys.
There you go.
So hooray!
I am a staunch Futurama advocate. I say, do not watch The Simpsons. Just watch Futurama over and over and over again, and it's still a better experience. So
It's the only I think the Treehouse of Horrors are the only thing I keep coming back to because I'm like, maybe there's something in here, but.
What
Yeah.
I watched that dumb Loki crossover, that 12-minute Loki. It was garbage.
It was not good.
Absolute shit.
It was
It was
really
a
bad.
waste of my fucking 12 minutes. I could have been punching myself in the head for 12 minutes, and it probably would have been a more interesting experience in my
Also,
life.
it wasn't even like 12 minutes because most of that was intro and credits.
Right.
It was like maybe 8 minutes at
Yeah.
most. I was like, "Fuck you guys."
It was stupid.
It was so bad.
It was stupid. Well, speaking of stupid shit, we have a lot of it to talk about this
Yes.
week.
I think.
We'll see.
I don't know the news.
Yeah, I didn't even let Michael watch trailers this time. I was just like, we're doing it now.
Doing
go,
it live
go,
is
go.
what he said.
So yeah, right before, as I said before, there wasn't a lot of like specific news, but last week we had the big Smash Brothers announcement, and then as mentioned in the last Nintendo Direct, today, the 15th, was the big Animal Crossing announcement.
Did they put Sora in it?
They put Sora in Animal Crossing. It's kind of crazy. He's the final character for Animal Crossing. He's yeah. No, this was divided into two things. One was a free update that's coming in November, and the second one was actually paid DLC, the first paid DLC. So over the course of Animal Crossing, there has not been any non-paid DLC. The list of stuff that they're adding, no, there hasn't been any paid DLC. It's all been free updates. So the list of stuff that they're adding is pretty interesting. I'll just run down this. Morning yoga.
What the fuck?
Well, apparently you can go out and do yoga. You can also do it with the Joy-Cons. You can like literally do it the same as the yoga people on screen.
That's nice, I guess.
Island ordinances, which allows you to do things like make everybody wake up early in the morning or make them wake up late at night, or like there's like 4 different things that you can do to kind of change the NPC stuff. There's some new exterior options for the house. There's the storage has been expanded from 2,400, and then there's 3 new expansions, so it goes all the way up to 5,000. New big new bunch of stuff you can get with Nook Miles. There's DIY recipes, which I think used to just be, if I remember correctly, used to just be furniture and objects for the world. Now have cooking, so you can cook meals, which is pretty cool. Let's see. There's
this is a long list.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm not going through the video. We'll talk about it as once I get to just listing it off. But like, you can now add lighting and ceiling decorations with a pro decorating license, so you can literally have like lights that hang down from the ceiling into your scenes. There's some new fences. There's a new camera where you can basically take pictures from a first-person perspective, or even click a button to put it down as a tripod. Then you can go run up and do a little thing. I actually wish that they had more of the like kind of movie creation stuff in here, because that was my favorite part of Animal Crossing, where people were like, I made a horror game in Animal Crossing. I made Hamilton in Animal Crossing. Let's see. You can wear patterns now that used to be custom items only. There's 11 new hairstyles. There's a new Island Life 101 phone app. KK Slider has some new stuff. Gyroids are in the game. They're like you've probably seen them before, like a little I don't really know how to describe them, but like they're like these little like wooden cactus guys or whatever.
They're like the cacti from Final Fantasy, but as like a fire hydrant.
Sort of, yeah. And so the thing is that apparently if you find them in Animal Crossing, you'll find them broken, and then you have to put them in the ground, cover them up, water them, and wait 24 hours, and they will come back together into a full gyroid. And then what they do is when you put them down, they make a little repetitive sound. And then so you can put them together to kind of make them like sing, like different types have different sounds, and you can put them together and then have them make a little like custom backing track for your thing. So
we're gonna do some weird shit with that. I can already tell.
Yep. And so that's that's most of what's coming in the free content. I think, there's also a coffee shop in the museum that you can go to. You can like invite your friends. You can invite the other Animal Crossing people. There's this new Kappa character that'll take you to like kind of strange and random islands that you could find different things on, kind of like the flight bird from before. I tried playing Animal Crossing so hard, Michael. I tried so hard to get into Animal Crossing, and I was just like, there is not enough punching and kicking and shooting things in this. There is no punching and kicking and shooting things in this game.
It's one of the series that, like, I get why it's popular, but I will never be able to do it.
Well, and then the thing that really irritated me about it was it's the only time I've ever seen a video game where it's like, time passes in real time. So the game literally is set up so that you're like, oh, well, this won't happen until tomorrow. And there is no way for you to accelerate that except by leaving the game and coming back actually the next day to see what has happened on your island. And I'm just like, man, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that.
That was the reason that was one of the reasons I could never get into them, because I'd watch my cousins play. Like, they had the 3DS one. Like, yeah, the flea market's open in there, but it's only open on Saturday and Sunday, so I got to wake up real early to make sure I'm there for. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking
about? Like on an actual Saturday, an actual Sunday.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, well, Easter's tomorrow. I got to make sure I play the Animal Crossings. I was like, I fucking why?
Yeah. There's a new update with Harv. Harv is the guy that like would have you set up little scenes and take pictures of them, and he's got a new kind of like area where you can set up these different shops that offer different things. This kind of little caravan car park. You can change the colors on a few things. There's like a fortune teller. That's where you get some of the new hairdos. It's just, like, it's a bunch of Animal Crossing, y'all. Like, if you needed a reason to go back to Animal Crossing, there's a shitload of Animal Crossing in this Animal Crossing.
Yeah, like this is the thing a lot of people wanted for a while, and it's kind of a shame that it's coming out now after it's way past the peak that it had.
Yeah.
But, the people who are still very much playing it are going to be very happy.
Well, I think it's a good update for, like, people who have stopped playing who could be enticed back, right?
Yeah.
Or there's like, I kind of finished. It's like, look at all this new stuff you could do. And they're just like, ooh, maybe I'll dust off Animal Crossing and give that another shot.
Maybe I'll see if my citizens are still alive.
I don't think you have to. I don't think it's like a Tamagotchi thing. I think.
No, I know what the only thing. I don't know if this one does it, but one of the things is if you come back like after a long time, your island is just covered in weeds and shit.
Oh yeah,
like that's the one thing I remember about it.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here that I missed, because it appears that this article did that thing that I hate where they actually just like left stuff out. You can put ladders in the world. I actually kind of thought this was an interesting thing. If you put items and they're like, there's not enough space for you to go between them, you can now turn sideways and move between items as opposed to just not being able to walk over there. Huh. So
that's nice.
Yeah. I was watching the chat online during this one point, and everybody completely ignored this feature and just went nuts for this frog chair. For the entire rest of the show, people were just spamming frog chair in the YouTube chat. So.
Yeah, frogs apparently are one of the new memes right now. Mm-hmm. People are obsessed with frogs now.
How so?
I don't know. They're just...
Like the guy from The Good Place?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, because every now and then I'll be on like some Facebook, because I have one friend that's like, at first it was like birds all the time.
Yeah.
And then one day it was like frogs, just pictures of frogs. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
All right. Cool.
So apparently frogs are the new thing right now.
So then from there's the new paid content. And the new paid content is you going to this like kind of archipelago of islands, and the whole thing about the islands is that there will be people that come to the islands, called Happy Home Paradise, and people will come to these islands and they will ask for like a specific, like the example they give in here is like, I want a house with a lot of teddy bears in it. And so then your whole thing is like, you get the house, you pick a location, you get like the basic stuff, and then
they made I don't even remember the name of it was a 3DS game that was basically just this.
Oh, that was like the design.
It was like the homemaker thing or whatever. They just did that as the DLC.
So then your whole thing is that you have to put together these houses and then like give them to the person. So I mean, I guess it really just like ties into the whole Animal Crossing thing of like, oh, you're decorating shit, and then apparently as you unlock stuff, like these missions will give you currency that you can spend on this island to get things that you can't get in the main game. But once you get them here, you can bring them back to the main game. There's a couple other kind of big things. You can make accent walls. So you can have one wall be a separate color. I think that's in the main game as well. You can also make like partitions, so you can literally like you can make rooms bigger, like you can make them up to 10 by 10, and then after you do that, you can literally put in partitions and columns and pillars in order to take one of these big rooms and then like kind of divide it up into slightly smaller rooms, which, you know, the example that they have here is very nice. Like it's kind of looks like a little less all compacted into one thing. You can also set like accent lighting and like the sound that's in there and all this kind of crazy shit. And yeah, that's what this DLC is going to be.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff.
Like I can see now why they wanted it to be its own direct.
Yeah,
because I remember we gave it a lot of shit when they were like, "Oh, you gotta wait to find out."
Yeah,
because we thought it would just be like a handful of things, but this is actually quite a bit of shit to talk about.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
And you can like invite your own villagers to this island. You can remodel stuff. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in here. I recommend anybody who's like at this point, I'm kind of just reading the patch notes, right? But there's a lot going on here, and it seems like a really good update for people who like Animal Crossing. So, the expansion is going to be $25, all on its own. So,
well, like I said, it's basically that other game in this thing.
Yeah.
So 25 is not that bad if it's like as expansive as that game kind of was.
Yes. All that being said, you can also put your shit online and you can look at other people's designs and all. Man, there's some amiibo cards. They're putting out new packs of amiibo cards with things that haven't yet been in the amiibo cards.
More things to scalp.
Yeah. Anyway, there's probably some stuff that I've missed out. I don't care.
It's Animal Crossing, guys. We don't care.
It's fucking Animal Crossing.
You go watch it.
The big thing for it, you know, I don't think I've ever done it. Did Amanda and I do Animal Crossing dojos? I think we did.
Pretty sure you did.
I think we did.
I'm 99% certain you did.
Anyway, the big thing was that this $25 for this, the $25 for the DLC, but then they finally announced the pricing on the expansion pack to the Nintendo Switch online service. So let me make sure that I got this right. Michael, you probably know this better than I do. Switch Online is like
it's like
20
a year.
20 a year.
It's 20 a year. It's like I think $7 a month or something like that. Or
yeah.
Not even. It's real cheap.
So the expansion pack version of Nintendo Online is $50 a year.
Yes.
And people are really mad because the thing is that, you know, well, okay, I'm sorry, I got a little bit ahead of myself. If you get the expansion pack, you are able to access this $25 DLC for that cost. I mean, like Game Pass kind of, right? Like it's rolled into that expansion pack thing.
Well, you haven't mentioned the price of the expansion yet.
Yes, I have.
For the online thing.
Yes, I have. $50.
Did you? I don't remember you saying 50.
I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, so
I'm tired, guys.
The whole thing here is that people have looked at this and they've said, okay, so I'm paying $20 and then I'm going to upgrade to $50, but $20 plus the $25 for the Animal Crossing expansion is only $45, and so I'm literally paying $5 for the Super Nintendo or N64 Genesis games. But I saw a lot of people. I even saw people on the Discord that were really mad about that. But I'm curious because I've never seen. This almost seems like Nintendo is bad at marketing.
Oh no, they absolutely are.
And they don't like to say stuff out loud, because if this expansion pack is included with if the Animal Crossing expansion is included with the expansion pack pricing for Switch Online, does that mean that we are basically looking at a situation where Nintendo is trying to they're trying to do that stupid Nintendo thing where they don't want to do Game Pass. They don't want to give away games,
No.
right? But they're like, but we could get a lot of people to pay us $50 a month if we started giving away like expansion packs, like
Well, it's a
Animal
year,
Crossing.
right?
Yes, yeah, $50 a year. Animal Crossing is huge. Animal Crossing
absolutely.
sold fucking crazy. So the idea that Nintendo would put the expansion on here, I don't know. Like, I guess here's the thing. What it makes me wonder is if what we're looking at is a situation where Nintendo is doing this incorrectly. They're doing a good thing badly. Where like, is this the case where we are going to see more expansions for Nintendo games be included with the $50 expansion pack? Because right now it's not worth it. But let's say that the Animal Crossing expansion is on there, and then maybe next year's Monster Hunter expansion is also part of that $50 a year program. Like, what if there's Metroid Dread DLC that comes out that is also on here? Like, it could be a thing where they don't want to go down the road of offering whole games like Game Pass does, but that they want to give people an incentive to get hooked into this infrastructure by letting people get the expansions to games, or maybe even not the full expansion. Maybe there'll be just stuff that is specific to the expansion pack version, because I didn't really see this coming, because Nintendo has done absolutely nothing with their dog shit online service outside of just charge you to play Splatoon. Like, it's complete and total garbage. The games they're offering are shit. The service itself sucks. All it does is put a fucking notification on my Switch every time I load it up to tell me that Tough Enough is now available on Nintendo Switch Online. And I'm like, thank you for the garbage, the bag of sap, and this pile of garbage. Like,
Switch Online is really not worth it in general, unless you're really into playing Mario Kart or Tetris. What 99? I don't know if
Tetris
that's still on there.
Yep.
Or you just like playing these Super Nintendo games and you don't want to buy RetroPie or any of the easy other ways of playing these games.
It's a terrible selection, though. It's an awful fucking
that's the
selection.
issue I've always had with it, is that they're like, look at all these games. I'm like, what games? Like, you have like 3 or 4 on there that I kind of want to play.
Yeah.
And the 64 one is a great example of like, no, that's exactly why it's not worth it. Because I posted about it on my Facebook. And I had a friend who'd be like, I'll do it for the 64 games, but which ones are they? And I showed him, and it was just like the 9, and he's like, that's it? Like, seriously? Like, no, fuck off. Like, even he was like, no, fuck you.
Yeah. But if they started offering DLC, that makes more sense. Or I think that makes more sense.
It does. The thing is that, like, I wonder what the rules are going to be on them.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be one of those things that, like, well, is it going to, like, give it to you as just a license connected to your online, the way Game Pass is?
Right.
Or is it going to be like, or have they not figured the shit out and they're just going to give it to you?
Because like with the Xbox, when you go offline, the Xbox gets real twitchy if you try to launch Game Pass games when you're offline. Like, even if you make it your primary system, I've still had games that are just like, we need to make sure that you own this. And I'm like, man, I downloaded it like 6 months ago. Like, come on, Xbox, be cool about this.
It's a very strange system.
But what I'm wondering is if this is
normal, though.
I don't know. What do you like? Okay, what chance do you think there is that we're going to see more? Because Animal Crossing is not a throwaway game. That we're going to see more first-party Nintendo DLC expansions. Because Nintendo is also, man, they love their expansions now. They've got so many expansions for
they got quite about
Breath of the Wild. And
Zelda games have a lot of them.
Lots of stuff. So the idea that if they started putting expansions onto their service, and they just are doing that conservative, closed-lip Nintendo thing where they just aren't saying that, they aren't pitching that idea. They're just like, look, here's a bad deal. We've also put another thing that some of you want onto this bad deal, and people are like, boo. Whereas if they came out with a roadmap and they said Breath of the Wild 2 is going to have an expansion that's going to be on here, Metroid Dread has an expansion coming, but they don't want to announce any of that, or Splatoon 3 is going to have like exclusive stuff that's coming through here, but that they can't do that because they're so fucking closed up. They're so close to the vest that they're like, well, we're going to put a lot of stuff on there, but we're not going to tell anybody we're going to put anything on there.
It feels like a test, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if this does well, then they might consider doing it, but I just don't see this being worth it to anyone who doesn't play Animal Crossing at the moment.
Yeah. But okay, and I am 100% yes. I guess what I keep thinking is when Game Pass first started, it didn't seem worth it. It didn't seem all that worth it to me. Like, it was the sort of thing where I was going to keep a really close eye on it and fucking cancel it if I wasn't getting my money's worth out of it. But this has the potential to make the Switch Online.
It does, with the issues Nintendo's expansions in general are vary in quality quite a bit compared to a lot of expansions on, because they're not known for expansion packs in general.
Yep.
And a lot of times when they make one, it's very cosmetic, like, if that makes sense. Like or challenges no one really cares all that much about, kind of thing. Like, the only ones that have really been super popular expansions that I can think of on their first party games was when Mario Kart 8 was out, the original one, where they were coming out with DLC for that, as well as, of course, Smash Brothers.
That's a good.
Both times.
Hey, that's a good hypothetical. What if by having Nintendo Switch Online, they announce like 6 months from now that like by having this expansion, you get both of the fighter packs for Smash, as long as you're subscribed to this. But as soon as you get off of it, like, I don't know.
That's the thing. It's like it all depends on what they'll do and what, like, and if they are expansions, what kind of expansions will they be? Will they be worth the type of, or would they be the expansions that feel like they're worth it?
Yeah.
Or stuff that like no one was really wanted to spend that much money on to begin with.
Because, right, I mean, like, again, I want to make sure that I say to this, because I feel like I've been taking the very much devil's advocate position here.
No, I get it.
This is garbage.
No, yeah.
This is dog shit. Their original service was dog shit, and this was like, hey, do you want dog shit? Do you want more dog shit? It costs more money. And I'm like, no. But, like, if this is the beginning of a shift in their thinking that is going to lead to them actually adding things to add value to the Switch Online, I could see this being the moment that we say, oh, that was when it started to become worth it. And now, like, a year and a bunch of games later, you know, the whole deal with Nintendo is if you want free expansions for all the games, you give them $50 a year for the online, which $50 a year is also, you know,
It's not that terrible. Like, I'm not saying it's like the worst thing ever, because of course, you know, Xboxes and PlayStations are about that amount.
Xbox
think.
used to charge you $50 a year just to play online and watch Netflix.
Yes,
like, they didn't even give you anything.
Yeah, you had to watch you had to have it to get Netflix, which was fucking stupid as shit.
Demos.
Or demos, yeah.
Yeah.
There was not really a lot going on with it. PlayStation had PlayStation Plus was the first one to ever really start giving you stuff for what you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't used to be required to play online originally. But I know a lot of stuff has changed since then, and Nintendo's starting to catch up with the idea of online, but at a turtle's pace that most people aren't even paying attention to.
Nintendo is not a quick company that pivots.
No.
I am convinced, Michael, after playing Metroid Dread that there is a more powerful Switch in the world, because the level of like, it's not egregious, but the kind of overall fidelity of that game and like a little bit of the frame rate issue that happens here is like outside of the spec of what I would normally expect from a first party Nintendo game, even though I know Mercury Steam made it. Like,
no, I get it, yeah.
I'm convinced because of that game that there is a more powerful Switch somewhere in the world, and I want it immediately, god damn it.
I like how you make it sound like a mythical object that like only Indiana Jones can find.
They keep fucking...
The Nazis are after the 4K Switch, and you have to stop them.
Toss me the Switch and I'll throw you the idol. Yeah. From there, we're going wide this week. We got a lot of stuff. We got a trailer for the Battlefield 2042 Hazard Zone. So I don't know if you remember, but when Battlefield 2042 was announced, we got
the tornado thing, right?
Well, yeah, sort of. We got, okay, there's going to be like a free for all, and there's going to be like the kind of capture the point type of thing. And then there was like, and then a bunch of question marks, right? And everybody was like, well, it's their battle royale, and they were like, we don't know. I mean, who knows what could be under those question marks? Well, this is what's under those question marks, and it is kind of a battle royale. It's sort of, well, it's okay. What is it? It's 40 on the next gen consoles. It is 32 players, And then on the previous gen consoles, it's 24 players, teams of 3. But the whole thing is that you are trying to capture these hard drives from these satellites that have fallen down on the ground. And at 2 points in the match, your team will have the ability to exfiltrate and then get points for the number of drives that they have with them. So halfway through the match, you can leave, or you can try to stick it all the way out to the end and kill other teams, because while you're playing, you'll see these satellites fall down, and then you can run up to them and try to get them. There's going to be a certain amount of these down satellites that are already on the map, and then there's going to be some that fall during the map. Another thing that's really weird is that apparently you will be Counter-Strike style buying loadouts before you go in. So you'll be kitting out before you go in instead of picking stuff up inside of the world. I don't know if you're going to be picking stuff up inside of the world. Michael, you just saw the only trailer, the only information that I have for this.
No, I get it.
But so apparently the points that you get, you can use to buy different kits, like reviving different characters or like searching for the down satellites. And it's definitely squeezed down, right, as opposed to normal Battle Royale. 32 is like a lot smaller, but it seems like they want maybe to be a little slightly more intimate matches. And it seems like they're doing their best to kind of put their own spin on it, which is good, because fucking EA already has Apex Legends, and you don't want to snake your Apex Legends players with your other Battle Royale game.
I think they see the writing on the wall where they're just like, there's too many of these fucking things and no one wants to only have a Battle Royale game.
Right. So, this is interesting. I mean, Battlefield has a better setup for battle. Like, I think that Battlefield is better suited to Battle Royale than Call of Duty is, because it already has like vehicles and different type of movement options, traversal options, and stuff like that. As the most hardcore Battle Royale player that I know, Michael, how do you feel about this? Are you going to tear yourself away from your pro Fortnite training in order to play Battlefield Hazard Zone?
As long as they should make a Battlefield Squid Game instead. People will like that.
Netflix has a game developer, and man, if they had just made a Squid Game, if they had just made a Fall Guys-esque Squid Game,
man, that sounds great, actually.
That would have been fucking great. Everybody would have loved it. I mean, like, the games in Squid Game are based on children's games. So, like, they could have done a whole bunch of other stuff. Red Rover, but if you can't break through the hands, you get shot in the face.
Shot in the face, yeah.
I don't know. This looks all right. I don't have a lot of interest in online. I mean, Battlefield 2042, I'll be honest, has just kind of left me cold all around, because it's like, well, the single player is rolled into the multiplayer, but it's also based on one of the most boring and stupid Battlefield stories of all time, Battlefield 4, because we saw Michael K. Williams
shit, is
or
it?
whatever.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah.
That was a terrible story.
The Irish is back. Irish is back in this one.
No one fucking cared. That was a stupid fucking story mode.
I guess you weren't on the podcast the week they put out that short film.
I was not. I didn't watch it, I guess. But yeah, I remember playing 4, and I was like, man, this story is stupid as shit.
Yeah.
But
sucks.
I like the fact that it's different. That's what I'll say about this Hazard Zone thing, and I'm sure this will be. I think it'll be very enjoyable to watch if people really coordinate well on it.
It also is cool that it's got a lower player count, because it means that you don't have to keep as high of a player count in order to keep games functional, right? So maybe less waiting to get in. I don't know. We'll see. From there, let's move over from Battlefield to Call of Duty. Call of Duty got a couple of things this week. We got a story trailer for Call of Duty Vanguard, which kind of goes over this is like, this special forces squad led by one dude, and then there's a demolitions guy and a sniper lady and my second in command guy and an airplane dude, and we're all in World War II fighting them Nazis. And
they gotta save this 4K Switch, Jeff.
They gotta get the 4K Switch back. The Third Reich has the 4K Switch. Jesus. I was watching this, and I feel like I've been kind of negative on this podcast, and that is not about to change right now, because I watched this trailer and I was like, Sledgehammer and Activision, like World War II games got used up for me because every fucking person in the world put out a World War II game. Like in order to put out a World War II game that I care about now, it needs to be like Sniper Elite, where I can watch somebody's testicles explode from the inside out. And this is just like, hey, do you want to play a World War II game where you shoot people in World War II? I'm like, it was like 3 years ago when they had their last World War II game. Like,
well, the thing is, like, they went away from it for a while, and then one day somebody is like, what if we just did World War II again for like no discernible reason?
They did World War II, and that was the year that Battlefield did World War One, and then I think Battlefield did World War II, right?
Yeah, they did.
Battlefield 5 did was World War
yeah.
II, and now Call of Duty is back to World War II, and it's just like, good God. Do you guys know that there's like 2 Vietnam games in the world? Maybe you could try something else besides just World War II over and over and over and over again.
Well, the issue isn't so much that it's World War II over and over again. The issue is it's always Germany, the Germany parts of World War II.
Yeah.
Like there's very few levels where it's like, well, you got to go fight the Italians now, or you got to go fight the Japanese now, kind of thing. Like I really liked World at War. I really like that one a lot because it was the parts of World War II that didn't get the game side that often. But I don't know. Maybe it's just that they're worried they'll annoy some people with it. I don't know. I've never figured out why they always go back to this well.
I don't know. It's boring to me. Like, I mean, it's funny because I look at this trailer and it's like, it looks fantastic. The graphics are amazing. Like, they're literally amazing.
Yeah.
The characters look lifelike in ways that I've rarely seen in video games. All of the World War II equipment and the environments and everything is just absolutely goddamn fantastic. And I could not care less because it's just World War II. And it's like, although maybe I'm doing this wrong. You know, one of the things I like to try to keep in mind is that I'm tired of World War II, but there are probably plenty of 17-year-olds who are where I was when I was 17, and I wasn't tired of World War II.
That's the thing is, like, I grew up with Medal of Honor, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing ever.
Yeah,
playing those time frames. But yeah, eventually I played too many of them, and I didn't care anymore. And yeah, you're right. There are plenty of like teenagers or small children who've never shot a Nazi in the face, and they're excited because now it's super realistic.
I kind of wonder about that because I was thinking about that in terms of 80s nostalgia, how there are like younger people who have 80s nostalgia, and I'm like, oh, I was alive then. It was crap. Like, I don't know why you would ever want to go back there. Like, hope you don't like sushi because you're not going to be able to eat it in 1982.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that just did not exist in 1982.
Yep. Let's see. So we also got the reveal trailer for Zombies. Zombies is going to be in here. There's also
that's another well they went back to, huh?
Yeah. There's also what was weird about this one was that I feel like the thing that I most like about the Nazis or the zombie reveals is that they always have like famous people, like they put a bunch of famous people in as the people that are fighting the Nazis
and stuff,
or
yeah,
the zombies. Really and here it appears to just be the characters from Vanguard. I don't know if they're going to have skins, but bring back Ronnie Reagan as and Henry Kissinger fighting a bunch of zombies.
Well, I remember one of the cool things about the zombies, besides that one, was they had 4 specific characters they had that had almost their own story and stuff. Like there was a Christmas album those motherfuckers made, kind of thing.
Well, this one apparently continues the story from the last time they did zombies. I played the one where they like the time travel, where you go to like the Roman arena or whatever.
Yeah, we did the Let's Play for that one.
That was so fucking weird.
It was really strange. It was fun, but really fucking weird.
Yeah,
we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
I don't know. I cannot get into these. They're just too. They don't work for me. But again, I mean, you know, the graphics look really good, and I'm sure if you're into zombies, I mean, a lot of this is just, hey man, this ain't my franchise anymore.
No.
Like I used to like the single player stuff, but even that has gotten boring over the last few.
Well, I liked the zombies things when it first happened, but that got boring. Like I've shot enough zombies, I don't fucking care anymore.
And then they made it into Aliens for a little while.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
And that got boring as well.
They made it a versus multiplayer at one point within it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of weird.
It was boring. That was also boring.
I don't know.
Well, okay, let's talk about less boring news. So, Call of Duty one of the things that actually they talked about was that in the next Call of Duty, at least on the PC, they are putting in this thing called Ricochet that is I don't know if you remember this from the Valorant story, a kernel level anti-cheat function. So like it installs on your computer and runs at a kernel level, not at like software level.
Oh, okay.
To basically try to get around anti-cheat or cheating that happens at the software level by basically running as like a system process. So Activision came out and they basically said this is going to have to be turned on if you want to run on the PC. It should only turn on when you're running Call of Duty. It should not be on all the time, which was one of the complaints that the Valorant kernel driver had, and that it should not touch any of your personal information. So I was actually curious, Michael, what you think about this. I mean, I know that you and I are mostly console guys at this point, but like, I'm kind of a mind that like I'd rather look for other ways to keep people from cheating than this, because this is kind of invasive. Like,
100%. It'll slow down your computer. Like there are plenty of people who probably have like PCs that can only run it if everything's running really well.
Yeah,
and this kernel is just going to fuck them on when it comes to this game. I mean, that's frustrating because there's so many people who just want to have you, like, they just want to give you their money, and you're like, well, but what if we put this roadblock in front of you? And I feel bad because PC players constantly deal with that shit.
Well, apparently, I mean, I think this was Raven Software apparently to date has banned more than 600,000 accounts for cheating in Warzone. So it's a huge problem, and it makes you wonder, like, how do you solve a problem like Maria? Do you install invasive spyware? I'm starting to get more to the impression that it's like you just brick the person's copy of Call of Duty. You just say, if you are ever caught cheating, then the only way you're ever going to play Call of Duty is to give us $60 more. Like, never, no warnings, no 1 week bans, none of that. Like, if we detect that you were cheating, then your only option is to buy another copy of Call of Duty. We're going to deactivate your serial number and fucking delete your account, and like you can come back if you buy another copy.
Well, the issue is that like there's a lot of innocent people get caught up in those sorts of crosshairs when they start banning people.
Sure. I want them to do better at banning people, but I mean, in a lot of ways, again, this doesn't really matter to me because I don't play Call of Duty, so I don't deal with cheaters, so I don't fucking care.
I don't PC games, so I don't. And even when it comes out, even if it comes up on console, I don't really play Call of Duty.
Because on the one hand, this is kind of like the piracy thing, where it's like it's invasive to the customers that have to install this kernel level driver. But on the other hand, if you don't actively work again, were you on when we had that fucking guy that built that cheating system that was like an AI that looks through it was like you HDMI out to an AI that looks at the screen, and then it literally does feedback into a modified controller. Like, it's literally has nothing to do with software running on your PC. It's like an AI, Skynet is looking at your TV and playing the game better than you ever could.
And his excuse was like, disabled people.
Right.
No, fuck you. Like, you're clearly doing this to fuck people over.
But that's the kind of cheating where it's like, well, that's not going to be stopped by a kernel level driver. That's some nefarious shit there.
It's just insanity is what it is, yeah.
So I'm almost thinking that we need to create AIs to watch the people play, and if you're playing too good, then you should just get kicked. And I don't care if you're just that good at the game, you should still just get kicked. And
that's how you get Megatron, though.
You should get kicked, and they should take away your serial number, and then they should send a guy to your house to slap you around a little bit.
Just to confirm that you were cheating.
Just to confirm that you were cheating, yeah.
We'll waterboard you. It's a whole thing.
No, but see, yeah, exactly what you're talking about. So then, like, that AI develops sentience, and it merges with the AI that's running the people's controllers to make them be able to cheat. And then we've got a Skynet, and then humanity is over, all because of fucking Call of Duty, man.
We all knew it was coming, though.
I didn't know how humanity would end, but I always assumed it would have something to do with Call of Duty.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's coming. They announced it. Michael, can you guess what happened next? What happened next? Would you like to put down a bet? Would you like to put some money on the table?
That they're going to try to crack it?
It immediately was leaked to a forum of a cheating forum.
I was close. Yeah.
And they have started reverse engineering it in order to attempt to figure out how to get around it. Because why would anybody want to have regular fun? I don't want to have regular fun. I want to have meta fun. My fun, the way I gain enjoyment from things, is spoiling other people's enjoyment of things. I don't have any fun playing video games. I have fun making other people angry when they play video games. That's what I listened to a podcast a few weeks back where apparently Team Fortress 2 is just fucking fucked right now.
I'm not surprised.
It's not even aim assists, it's bots. It's full bots that will just join and then cheat. And Valve, because of the way that they're structured, Valve has this very hippy dippy, like, work on whatever project is most interesting to you. Nobody's interested in working on Team Fortress 2 anymore, so there's like nobody trying to fix this problem.
Oh my god.
Because everybody's just like, I don't know, I want to go work on the VR games over here.
I don't want to fucking work on this 1,000-year-old game at this point.
Yeah. Reconsider what you're doing with your life, you pieces of shit. People that cheat suck, and people that develop tools to cheat, they suck too. You suck big hog feet, like you put them both in your mouth.
So say we all.
What a bunch of dicks, a bunch of idiots. I'm gonna hate that shit so much.
A bunch of Dick Tracy's there.
Yep. Putting on that stupid jacket. So, in other Activision news, this is a very
Speaking of assholes, I assume.
Speaking of giant people with pig feet in their mouth, let's talk about Bobby Kotick. No, last week, this is a very short addendum to a story that we had last week. So last week there was a story, to catch up anybody who maybe didn't listen last week, where Activision did that thing with the Equal Employment Commission, right, where they agreed to pay $18 million bucks into a payout thing. I don't know if you read any of this, but last week what happened was it turns out that there were a bunch of like 30 days after the last person has been paid out, Activision is instructed in the settlement to start deleting the particulars of what exactly happened out of their internal database.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah. And the California Housing and Workforce Commission is like, no, we're still like ongoing in our investigation and prosecution of these guys. So this week they formally lodged a complaint against this particular, against the kind of settlement that they came to with the federal government. I have no idea how this will work. I'm not a lawyer.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't know law, but it seems I postulated last week and nobody argued with me in the comments, but I did find out that some of my comments are being routed into my spam folder. But nobody argued with me about this idea that Activision felt that the federal case against them could be used as a way to sweep all this California stuff out of the way, because the California prosecutors have shown themselves to be like really invested in personally dicking Bobby Kotick. So
peg the shit out of that guy.
Yeah. But there's not much more to say outside of that, because it's just ongoing. So
yeah, Activision, you're constantly just fucking up every 20 seconds, guys. Thanks for forgetting the internet's watching you.
You're an embarrassment to us all. Speaking of embarrassing internet bullshit and lots of money, Reset Era got sold.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Well, Reset Era apparently is a big... I don't really go to Reset Era. I think their tone and my tone are not the same tone. Also, I don't post on fucking forums. No. And I hate looking at forums now because...
What is this, the 90s?
Yeah, exactly. But Reset Era came from the NeoGAF, right? The guy that ran NeoGAF. Yeah. There was some sexual nonsense, and so they started up Reset Era.
Sexual nonsense.
This is some bullshit. Apparently, though, this is something I didn't really realize. Apparently, they have really big restrictions on people joining their forums. They only have around 55,000 members.
I did not know that.
But 45 million forum posts.
Oh, my God. Christ almighty.
But they got bought by this Swedish company called MOBA Network. And this is the part, I've never fucking heard of this place before at all. But This is a VG 24/7 story, and I love this paragraph. MOBA Network is a Swedish media company that owns a number of websites and online communities, including MobaFire.com, DotaFire.com, SmiteFire.com, OwlFire.com, and LeagueSpy.net.
And a few others that also probably end in fire.
Yep. Like, what's with all the fire, guys? MOBA Network, what's with all the fires?
It's probably because it's easier to find the domain name for it, I guess. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Apparently, though, Reset Era was making like $700K a year before this.
Really?
Yeah, and so they've gotten they got bought. They're going to attempt to introduce new ad formats to the thing. Who knows if this is the beginning of like a company bought a thing and then just totally fucked it into the ground until it was a burning pile of garbage.
They'll just make another one. They'll re-bring back NeoGAF.
Yeah, that's good. You guys are gonna look
They'll
real.
call it NeoGAF Fire.
You guys are gonna look real stupid when you put ads on there, and then everybody that's on Reset Era just goes and makes a new forum because it's not exactly hard to do.
No.
And then all 55,000 of them just move to this different forum, and you left paying $4.5 million for nothing.
They did it once. They'll do it again. Fucking try them. They're crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, League of Legends is making a big change. And that big change is that you can there's no longer a /all channel for teams to chat between each other before matches of League of Legends. This is because apparently Riot has done some looking into it and has found that like most of the most toxic shit that happens in their community happens with teams talking shit to each other before a match. So you can now no longer communicate with the other team.
That sounds about right, yeah.
As part of this report, they also said that they've found a fair amount of toxicity in the actual team chat with people yelling at their teammates, but they can't exactly turn off team chat for a MOBA. So
the thing is, none of this is shocking to anyone. It's the running gag of MOBA players is that they're all really terrible people to each other.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing that that MOBA still are a thing. But apparently what they're going to do, I actually thought this part was kind of interesting, is they're going to keep it this way for a month and then see how things go. And if the entire community goes crazy, then they'll bring it back. Apparently you can still chat with the other team at the end of a match. It's just pre-match you can't do it, or during a match you can't do it.
That's weird. I feel like it's going to be the same thing either way.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I don't want to play MOBAs. I really don't.
They're just going to use the after part to say that their mother sucks cocks in hell. I'm just saying.
True. Very true. Speaking of second cocks in hell, Epic admitted on Twitter that they totally ripped off Among Us for their latest Agent Saboteur game mode.
Yeah.
They literally put out a tweet that was like, Imposters mode, inspired by the hit at Among Us game, received some updates. And then they talked about the updates. And then Among Us came back with just eyeball emojis. And then Fortnite tweeted hey, at Among Us game, since you're here, we've got something we wanted to ask you. And Among Us, this is all public, was just like, oh yeah, what's up? And then Fortnite was like, big fans, we never got to talk about how you inspired us. What do you think about working on something fun together sometime?
It's because everyone was talking shit about them for a while because they announced it, and somebody took the map from it and then compared it to the map for one of the more popular maps of Among Us. And they're like, these are all very much the same kind of layout.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, is anyone shocked that this is just the same fucking thing? But they just wouldn't outright say it was the issue.
Yeah. It's just, actually, well, see, I thought that, but then I was like, but then why didn't they do this back when they released this mode a few weeks back or a month back or whatever, like whenever it first came out, as opposed to waiting for a month until like an update? Or
that's what's weird about it.
Yeah,
because everyone, like I said, everyone called them out on it last month, like when it came out.
Yeah,
and then now they're finally fucking saying, oh, by the way, that we totally did that because of them.
On the other hand, if Epic wants to pull some bullshit, like if Epic rips off my horrible website design or whatever, and like they steal my Rage Select font, which is not a font, so good luck on that.
Sure.
But then they come back and they're like, hey, we really love your stuff. We want to talk about doing something with you. I would be like, fuck yeah, you guys have more money than sense. Like, yes, please.
More money than God at the moment. Yes.
Yeah. you guys went up against Apple, and even though you didn't really win, you still didn't get crushed. So
Just the ending of Rocky is what it was.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Kind of, but I don't know. That might still be kind of pushing it though. But yeah.
So yeah, like at me, Fortnite. Let's make a deal. That's what I'm saying. That's the whole point of me putting this story into the podcast. Is hey Tim Sweeney, I like money. What do you got? I'll do whatever. I don't care. Like I'll do anything.
Whatever's, guys.
Yep. And last, before we take a break, because we still have a bunch more news. It's not a lot, but there's one story here that is near and dear to my heart. But last but not least, before we jump in, there's a little bit of controversy right now. This is not something that's happened all the time, but I thought that I would basically call it out because it's like one of those crunch type things where it's something shitty that happens a lot that doesn't get called out, but should get called out whenever it happens. This week, there were some folks on Twitter that were ex-Mercury Steam employees that happened to mention that they were playing Metroid Dread, and that even though their artwork or animations or assets or things that they worked on when they worked for Mercury Steam were in the game, because they quit Mercury Steam before the game came out, their names are not in the credits at all. Like they have no credit for animation or art or anything.
So I actually read further into this. I don't know if it's mentioned in this article. Is that they don't like crediting people if they did less than 25% of the work on the game.
If they
apparently it's a company policy in Mercury Steam that if you only work on 25% of the game, like I think this might be like a time frame thing. So like if you're there at the beginning for like 10% of it, and then you leave, then you're just not credited on it. But if you're there for like 25% of the game's creation
time,
I guess that's the thing. All I saw was 25% of the creation of the game or something. Then that's when you get credited. If you leave before that point, then you're not credited, because apparently it's a straight up a Mercury Steam policy.
Well, then I will come out and say that's a crappy policy.
It's a stupid fucking policy. I'm not pretending it's a good policy. It's stupid as shit. But apparently this is 100% on Mercury Steam. Is the reason I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because some people are blaming Nintendo because people aren't fucking looking into it.
Yeah. Well, and also, again, let me just be very clear about this. This is not the first time that this has happened.
No.
This is not the last time that this has happened. Apparently, there was similar things with Deathloop. There was similar things with Far Cry 6. One of the most infamous things was L.A. Noire, right?
Oh, yeah.
That has like super long development time. And if you ever left the company, it was just like it didn't matter how much work you fucking did. If you weren't there when that game got published, like your name was not in the credits.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big pile of dookie. Like if your artwork is in a thing, you should be credited in the end credits. So
it happens on like not only just this and in movies too. I was watching, because I watched that Ghostbusters documentary. I didn't know this, but apparently like after when Ghostbusters was made, a bunch of people weren't in the credits of the first Ghostbusters movie. And Ivan Reitman took out an ad on like I think it was Variety or something, just to be like, here are all the people who like actually worked on this film that were taken out of the credits.
Wow.
And that was real nice of him, but still kind of shitty that they weren't in the movie's credits.
Yeah. Especially considering how cutthroat the game business is and how like working on anything is part of your resume, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder what happens like if you have like a LinkedIn that says that you worked on something but your name isn't in the credits for the thing, if like the game companies check your resume versus like the actual posted credits for the thing to
I feel
verify.
like if you have like the portfolio information for it, depending on what it is, probably it will help. But I feel bad for like the ones that aren't the ones who have like physical like drawings and stuff that they can show, like the coder wise,
right?
For instance, those guys don't really have a thing. They can't be like, I made this code that makes the doors open or something.
Well, but you also can't just like your employment records will show where you worked.
Yes,
like
it should at least.
So I guess maybe it's just more of a notoriety thing. Even that is shitty. I don't want to make it seem like that's not shitty, because that is shitty.
No, it's a shitty. The gaming world, or anything that's like media making it, like with movies, television, games, comics, whatever, they're cutthroat as hell sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's fucking what, like you want to have some semblance of appreciation for what you've done.
Yeah.
Only like to find out something like this constantly happens, it frustrates. It frustrates me as somebody who loves these things, and it definitely has to frustrate anybody who wants to get into these sorts of companies.
I agree. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. But when we come back, we have actually I am the most invested in the story that is coming after the break, but we will get to that in just a moment. All right, Michael. I've been saving this because not saving it, but it's just kind of where it came up in the thing. So, guess what game came out last week to virtually no fanfare that I've been able to see on the internet at all?
I don't know.
Aeon Must Die. Now, I don't know if people remember Aeon Must Die, but it had this trailer that was at one of the PlayStation events, and it was this like super metal, like kind of beat 'em up game where everybody looked like a Tron guy. Yeah. So just to recap, when this game was originally announced, I feel like everybody was like, holy shit, that looks amazing. Like, I'm really interested in playing that. And around that same time, the people that actually were doing the work on it came out kind of on social media, and they were like, hey, this company is garbage to work for. Like, we're being overworked and abused, and like there's some gross stuff happening here. It's not a good working environment. It's like really bad. People haven't gotten paid for like the work that's in this trailer.
Oh my God.
And then like shortly thereafter, pretty much all of the people, the developers, like the artistic team, most of them left, including the co-director, the co-founder of the company. This company is called...
the co-founder left?
Yes, Limestone, I believe. Limestone Games. So this is set to be published by Focus Interactive. So they left, and actually one of the interesting things that happened shortly after they left is they re-uploaded the trailer, the announcement trailer, but then at the end they tacked on a thing that was like, hey, do you want to know all the fucked up shit that happened to us? There's a Dropbox link in the YouTube description with all of the documentation. Then everything kind of settled down and went quiet for a little while, and now the game came out. And as it came out, those developers went and they made their own organization called Mishura Games, and they're actually I will come back to this. They're working on their own game, but it's a fascinating story, because what they're kind of saying here is that when the co-founder he wrote his own employment contract and then signed it. And part of that employment contract, what that employment contract was missing was that line that says any work that you do is wholly owned by Limestone Games.
Oh my God.
And then he did a lot of work on the game, and he did it off hours, he did it off the clock, he did all this stuff. So the contention of Mishura Games is like, hey, Focus Interactive, I need you to either show me the contract that has that clause in it, or show me the pay stub where you paid me for the work that is in the game that you put out, because it's not wholly owned by you. Apparently, he still owns shares in the company. There was some discussion with the company where they were trying to negotiate about this. And apparently, they offered him 10% of what the shares were worth in order to try to buy out his part of it. He was like, no. There's also a really weird thing, if you read through this whole thing on the Mishura Games website, which I did, where apparently, like, his apartment was put up as collateral and was part of the deal that when this game came out, that Limestone Games would then relinquish control of his apartment, which has been in there like used by them through the entirety of this.
What the fuck?
What it seems like is a thing where you had a very small group that kind of made a bunch of handshake deals, and then like the other co-founder of this organization like was a total shitbag, and that I'm willing to bet that when this trailer came out and everybody the employees went online and they were like, this place sucks ass to work for, nobody's gotten paid, that he was like, well, here's the thing, you can quit or we can fire you tomorrow. And that they all decided to quit, and they left, and they went back. Now, apparently since then, this Mishura Games group has been trying to appeal to Focus Interactive and saying, hey, like, you're the publisher, but you own this, right? Like, you are putting this out. You need to make sure your I's are crossed, your I's are dotted, and your T's are crossed. And then Focus has come back and said, we have done 3 independent investigations that has found that there are no wrongdoing and that all the contracts are in order. And so Mishura says, show us the findings of those investigations. And they go, no. And they're like, well, then show me the contract that you say I signed that gave over the rights to Limestone Games. And they're like, no, that's an internal document. It's not a public document. We will not make it public. We did a thorough investigation, and we found that everything was above board. And then all of the people that work for Mishura Games are like, it's interesting that they said that they did an investigation, because nobody has ever fucking talked to us. Not a single person in these 3 independent investigations, 2 by legal entities and 1 by like a government entity, has never fucking talked to us in the entire time that we've been doing this. And they're just like allowing this shit to go. Now, they also said that they've spent 60,000 euros so far, like defending themselves in various like court filings. Their hope, the Mishura Games, their hope is that the police will sort this out, because this is technically to them like a crime. You do not own the intellectual property that you are selling on the PlayStation Store and the Steam Store and the Xbox Store. Like, you are breaking copyright law, and we think that you should not be able to do that. And so a lot of people are saying like, well, you should sue them. And their thing is like, well, we all know they weren't paying us, and then we all quit our jobs and made a new company, and we like, the 60,000 euros that we've already spent to defend ourselves, that was like people's private money. That was like capital that we raised from like, we got loans from our friends and shit, right? Like, we're not a rich company. We're just a bunch of people who like to make video games, and we did this work in good faith, and then So I am more inclined to be on their side, because this to me smacks a lot of that Frogwares, Nacon, Big Ben, because they were hooked up with Focus as well with the Sinking City, where it's like, I feel like there's some shenanigans going on in these like Eastern European game development studios.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. These a lot of shady, terrible shit apparently in Europe.
Yeah. Because apparently it's just not a big deal to fucking rip off people's work and then sell it without giving them any money or credit. Because that's kind of the same thing that Frogwares was talking about.
Absolutely.
And I'm kind of inclined to believe this is one of those things where it's like, Focus, like, it's possible that all the contracts are signed, right? Like, that everything is above board, and then Focus is basically just getting smeared by these guys that are making shit up. The problem is, Focus, if you don't defend yourself, I'm going to side with the plucky indie devs over the fucking big publishers, just as a matter of principle. I'm not big publishers. Over the years that I have been like looking at video game news, playing video games, big publishers do not have a good track record with me. They don't tend to be the most upstanding entities in the world.
Well, we just had a story about fucking Activision destroying evidence. It's like, yeah, it's not a good time for you guys to be shitty on the internet specifically.
Yeah. So,
because they have the receipts is the thing. Mishura Games, they have the receipts, and they're willing to show the receipts.
Yep.
The fact is, Focus is not willing to show anything.
Yep.
And they're stupid.
Yeah, it's funny. They actually, the guy, the co-director that left, when Limestone Game or Focus Interactive put the trailer up on their YouTube page, he attempted to use the YouTube copyright strike system to be like, this is in legal dispute. You are not allowed to show these assets have not been paid for.
Oh, Jesus.
And that YouTube took the trailer down, and then eventually they put it back up with the whole like, well, if you want this to be taken down, you have to go to court. Like, you have to take these guys and attempt to prosecute them for basically ripping you off. And the big thing seems like Mishura Games does not have the resources to be able to do this stuff, which sucks. Now, None of this has a happy ending, but I do want to point out, because I posted it in the Discord, and I'm going to show Michael right now. So Mishura Games is making this game called Immortal and the Death That Follows, and they put up a reveal trailer for it at the beginning of this month, and I had not heard about it. I had not talked about it on this show, and it is basically like they took the kind of futuristic version of their beat 'em up, and they redid everything. They didn't take any assets, but it's now this kind of weird Asian-inspired kind of hell thing, and like there's this character where he's got one of those like torso faces. But man, this trailer, like the Eon Must Die trailer, like these are some talented dudes. This shit
Absolutely.
looks great. Like, I cannot wait to play this game. Like, it's very short, but it's like if you listen to it, it's got this big voiceover, and it's got these kind of really brutal animations and this like really nice kind of art style and lighting. It looks fucking great. Like, I really, really hope that these guys are able to follow through. This game is supposed to be coming out in 2022, but I recommend that everybody go watch the trailer for it because it absolutely looks fantastic. Immortal and the Death That Follows.
It's fucking crazy.
You just saw it. What do you think, Michael?
It looks really cool. Yeah.
So, yeah. What about and then at the end of this, I don't know, man. I should maybe get a poll. Like, I don't know about the people that listen to the podcast, but like, I knew this game was coming out, and I've been really like, I felt really strange about putting it on Rage Select because I know that like a bunch of indie devs that appear to be very like upfront people who did some good work have gotten totally shafted to make this game a thing. However, I mean, man, I put fucking Far Cry 6 on, and like Ubisoft sucks. Like, you know,
it's difficult. That's the thing, is that like if we boycotted everything, a lot of games just would not be on Rage Select.
Yeah.
And it sucks. That's the word we're in, but fuck, man.
I almost want to do a dojo for this just to talk about this company and that Immortal game, because that I'd rather people play that. That looks really good. I mean, you know, how many indie beat 'em ups have you and I played that just turned out to be trash, and like that
a lot
looks
of them,
like it's really good. So
that one looks a lot of fun.
So anyway, I highly recommend also everybody go look up on the Mishura Games website and check out the statement for themselves. In other crappity crap news that everybody's going to hate, apparently Monster Hunter Rise is not going to have any kind of cross-save or cross-play compatibility between the Switch version when the PC version comes out. You're not going to be able to transfer your save to the PC version.
No.
At least not in the beginning. When Sunbreak launches. So they tweeted out, they twatted onto the twatster that basically they're looking into it, but that at this point it's not possible. They do an at this time, so maybe, but it's not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to take all my progress from the Switch and then move to the PC version.
There are already some tweets. I don't know if they're I don't know if they're under this or not, but one guy specifically was like, don't bother, we'll figure it out, we'll crack it and we'll figure it out.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Monster Hunter is a fun enough game that I don't think I would have a big problem just starting over. Like, you know what you're doing.
It depends on how much time you put into it.
I guess that's true.
When I was at the peak of my monster hunting, I had like 200-300 hour game saves.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. Let's see from there. The New World. We're talking about the New World still. I still have not played this game.
I forget this exists still, to be honest.
It's fucking huge, man. It's huge. And one of the big things that was happening with it was that it was so huge that there were people that were basically creating accounts on different servers, different server shards, right? So like the servers were so packed that people were literally creating accounts on server shards in different regions. Like you know, you're in the U.S. You're like, I'm going to make an Oceania or EU account because the U.S. servers are so fucking full. And Amazon said that eventually, when they got server transfers going, that you would be able to transfer between servers and between regions. And it appears now that Amazon has rolled this feature out, or they're very close to rolling it out. And they have now specified, yes, you can transfer servers. No, you cannot transfer regions.
Fucking hell. Oh, Christ, Amazon. You poor fucks.
Amazon, Amazon.
Even when you fucking win, you fucking fail at making games. You sick, you dumb motherfuckers.
No, I last week Bryce and I were talking about this, and it was like, the New World servers are super overloaded, and I'm like, Amazon, you run AWS, which is like the rent-a-server thing that everybody on the fucking internet uses. Are you telling me that there is no way to spin up additional servers for the New World? Like, you run the service, you have the farms, right? Like,
yeah, you like when AWS goes down, like a giant fucking chunk of the internet goes down.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah,
yet they can't even fucking run their own servers for their own game.
And they've been trying so hard to get into the gaming business. It's like, well, you did it, and now you're fucking it up just based on not being able to do the thing. One of the things you're known for. It would almost be like I don't know. It'd be like, if you hire Jeff to do something. And he didn't fuck it all up and smell like beer the entire time. He'd be like, that's the whole reason that you're here, is to not know what you're talking about and smell like Lone Star.
It's the dog catching the car.
Right.
They're just like, what do we do now?
But how? How could they not have servers? How could they not be able to server transfer? For anybody who doesn't know, AWS is an Amazon web service. It's like, if you need a server to store data on, you can rent it from Amazon. If you need a server to run, like if you need to run a virtual machine, you can rent it from Amazon. Like, not that I want to go out too far into this space, but like,
I'm not kidding, by the way, that but when those things go down, 90, like a giant portion of the internet goes down.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because I worked for e-commerce websites, and one time when AWS went down, like 90% of our everything went down.
Yeah.
Like even our tools and stuff that were like ticket related, all that stuff went down.
Well, okay, so
we couldn't even make an engineering ticket to fix these things because that was on AWS and it went down.
So just to put it in perspective for anybody who's maybe still scratching their heads, it used to be that if you had a server, like if you ran a business and you had a server, you needed a place to store customer data or run an app off of or blah, 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 whatever it is. You would have to go buy a server. You would have to set that server up and administrate it, right? If you had a RAID, you had to deal with the RAID. If you had all that stuff. I used to work in server support a long time ago. You had to physically buy a really expensive computer that ran a really esoteric version of Windows and set it up. Well, Amazon has basically said, like, hey, do you not want to do that? You can give us $50 a month or however much a month depending on what type of server you get, and we will just rent you a virtual server that you could do all this shit on in the cloud. So everybody's like, of fucking course I want to do that. Like, I do not want to have to keep a physical machine running in my dentist office. I want to keep my customer records in the cloud. So that then it goes down. So then it just makes it all the more confusing when you're like, you're the guys that provide this to like everybody. Why are you the ones having
they have to rent it from themselves apparently.
Apparently. It'd be so fucked up if the New World team is having to call Amazon support reps and like the Amazon support's so shitty that they can't figure out how to get it done.
Those poor bastards. Those poor fucks.
Let's see. Next up is a sentence, Michael, that I don't think I have ever in my life had cause to say.
Go on.
PETA has put out an opinion, and I kind of agree with it.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if you know this, but one of the mini games in Far Cry 6 is a cockfighting mini game.
Oh my God, really?
You collect roosters and then you put them into a little cockfighting ring, and you do a little it's like a 3-button fighting game basically. It's like a heavy attack, light attack, special attack kind of thing. It's kind of a modified version of like a Tekken type of thing, and you fucking fight. Now, it isn't like gory or bloody, but cockfighting is fucking gory and bloody. Like, if you put dog fighting into Far Cry 6, and even if there wasn't any blood involved, I'd still be like, I don't like dog fighting, Ubisoft. So PETA came out.
That's fucking weird. I had no idea that was the thing in the game.
Neither did I, until I went to the first Rebel camp, and they were like, hey, we're cockfighting. And I'm like, really? Like, even in Yakuza, what they have like the little beetle fights, but then they just turn them into sexy anime girls that are fighting, and it's really weird.
Well, the beetle fights aren't like to the death kind of thing.
Well,
it's mostly just like flipping each other over kind of thing.
Yeah, cockfighting is not like it's not a fun, relaxing, cool guy thing.
There's a funny episode on Seinfeld about it for some reason, but that's the thing.
Oh yeah. So yeah, PETA put out a statement saying turning a horrific blood sport like cockfighting into a Mortal Kombat style video game match is a far cry from real innovation, as today's society is strongly opposed to forcing animals to fight to the death.
No, they went out of their way to put Far Cry in that sentence.
Yep. Honestly, I mean, like, here's the thing. I'm not a fan of PETA. I don't like a lot of the stupid shit that PETA does. I disagree with like 99% of that. But I also was really I'm glad this story came up, because when I was playing Far Cry 6, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
This is, I'm actually with you. This is the one time I'm like, PETA, you have a point on this one, actually.
Yeah.
This is kind of fucking weird that you would do such a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, there was a mission that was connected to that where the cockfighting guy was like, go get back the spurs for my chicken who fights. And I went to this place, and there was some dude that was like, had like an underground abattoir of like chickens, and it turns out that his fighting cocks, they cocked him to death. They killed him. And then once that happens, like, all these chickens come out of the walls, and it's like you've got to gun down hundreds of chickens, and meanwhile my little dog Chorizo and me were fighting all these chickens, and I was like, this is Rage Select at its like finest, man. What am I doing here?
That's the fucking weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Far Cry 6 is weird. Also, I was gonna say this on the podcast, but like, I kind of like Far Cry 6. I spent a lot of time shitting on Far Cry 6.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but like
we didn't bring it up. Yeah.
Far Cry 5, silent protagonist. Far Cry 6, voiced protagonist. Like, I like the environment. I like a lot of the stuff that's going on.
If you guys haven't watched the JoJo, yeah, there is a way of picking between the two different sexes in the game too. So,
oh yeah,
if you're one of those people that's like, I gotta have a dick, then yeah, you can do that. You're fine.
Yeah,
don't be weird about it.
Yeah, you totally can. But so far, I've kind of enjoyed it. Like, it's also one of those games where every so often you want a game where you can just like, you know what? I'm just going to turn my brain off. I'm going to just go collect the boxes and take over the outposts. But yeah,
I'm happy with that, because Far Cry 5 just really left such a bad taste in the mouth. I didn't want to touch Far Cry ever again.
Also, Giancarlo Esposito is a better fucking bad guy than Reverend Shit Dick, whatever his name was. Like, he was terrible, and I hated him. And it was Joseph Seed, and he was I'm the charismatic leader. Listen to my charismatic words. And I'm like, fuck you, you suck.
You're the bad guy, even though all we do is torture and murder people, hypnotize them and brainwash them. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, let's not go down that road too far.
I'm just not gonna do it.
No,
I'll just fucking go off for an hour.
Yep. All right, so we had the what the fuck news about Far Cry. Are you ready for a news story that puts together two words that you never thought, or two things that you never thought you would hear in the same sentence?
Go on.
Last week, the Twitter account for Genshin Impact kind of tried to do a thing where they wanted people to tweet at Elon Musk. And if they got enough tweets at Elon Musk, that then Elon Musk would be invited to come to the MiHoYo headquarters of Genshin Impact.
Okay, so I feel like I heard about this,
yeah,
but I didn't realize it was real.
Yes, it was real. Apparently, they had like some Twitter account, and it was like, follow Ella Musk, who is a person in the game. When 500K fans follow, Genshin Impact will be renamed back to Paimon. When 1 million fans follow, at Genshin Impact will follow at Elon Musk. When 3 million fans follow, at Genshin Impact will invite at Elon Musk to stream Genshin Impact. When 5 million fans follow, CEO Doi will invite Elon Musk to visit MiHoYo HQ. Who could even care less? I feel like Bane over here, like fucking, or like the Bane outtakes where I'm like, Elon Musk isn't even known for playing Genshin Impact. What connection does Elon Musk have to Genshin Impact?
He is known for weeby anime
bullshit.
Girls.
Okay,
yeah. He's known for weeby dumb anime bullshit when it comes to like anime girls. That is a true statement.
Yeah.
Elon Musk has made the joke. I don't know if it's the joke or not, that he would look in the idea of cat girls for anime people.
Yeah. Okay.
The man is fucking cringe.
In any case, they put it up And then they took it down, and now they're pretending that it never fucking happened. Except actually, Elon Musk did tweet that he can't wait to be in Genshin Impact.
Because like I said, the motherfucker doesn't like the motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah.
Like he like all of that stuff, if it happened, he would have totally gone along with it. Guaranteed.
Fucking Elon Musk, man.
They're just fucking a weirdo.
I don't know who I'm rooting for in this situation.
I don't know.
In a fight between Elon Musk and Genshin Impact, I'm like, whoever wins, we lose.
Not even a fight. They wanted the fuck, basically.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
then the internet was like, no, that's gross. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Wait, didn't Elon Musk break up with his girlfriend? Maybe he's in the market for an anime waifu.
He did. Yeah, he broke up with his wife, girlfriend, fiance. I don't even remember, but they had a kid.
Grimes?
They had a kid together.
Grimy? That's
Yeah, something like that.
Grimy?
She had this like she was on because they were she was on Twitter for this weird fucking outfit she had while we're reading this like book about communism or some shit, and people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like. This is clearly like some nonsense.
The internet was a mistake. Listen, I don't want anybody to think that like rich people weren't doing stupid shit before the internet, but before the internet, I was unaware of most of the dumb shit.
Look
that,
it
like,
up.
rich
I'm not
and famous
joking.
No,
by the way.
I believe you. I don't want to look for Grimy. We already have more stuff to do.
Good old grimy.
Let's see. In other weird news, this is something that I haven't talked about, but there was a kind of a big kerfuffle. They put Hitman Game of the Year edition on GOG.
We mentioned. I don't remember if we mentioned it on mic, but we talked about this.
We talked about it, yeah. So one of GOG's big things is like it doesn't have DRM, and you're supposed to be able to play everything offline. One of Hitman's big things is that you have to be online in order to unlock stuff, and if you're not online, you literally can't like unlock the progression features in the game of new weapons, new places to start the missions, etc., etc. It doesn't make the game unplayable, but it does make it incredibly worse. It makes it far worse, and all the way up to Hitman 3. This has been the case. So GOG put the Hitman Game of the Year edition on there. Their community was immediately like, hey guys, you can't actually play this offline. And after a little hemming and hawing, they took it off. They took it off of GOG.
That's a good. Honestly, I think it's a good move only because it's like if you guys have a very specific thing, it's best not to just piss off everyone who likes you for that specific thing.
Absolutely. So yeah, they did tweet with kind of this vague notion that like, that there might be some version. I kind of think that now that it's done, since they're not running the multiplayer, well, I don't know if they're still running the multiplayer. They're still doing the updates for like the elusive targets and stuff that. But I kind of feel like they should put in an option to be like, now you can play offline. So
it'd be nice. It'd be a good move.
Let's see. From there, speaking of taking stuff out of games, the Steam version of Fallout 3 was updated to remove Game for Windows Live.
Oh my god!
After 13 years,
wasn't like Windows Live or whatever not a thing for 10 of those years or something?
Absolutely, yes. It was shut down quite some time ago. 3 or 4 years ago, it was shut down. But Fallout, like when you there was literally a part of when you installed it, it's like you had to open Games for Windows Live and validate the DLC with like a key, because Games for Windows Live, for anybody who's too young to know, was this horrible, Ubisoft Connect, that piece of shit. It was that for Windows games,
and a lot of games had it,
and it was really intrusive. And it interfered a lot with games. It was a bad piece of software.
And the issue is that once it was gone, those games didn't just automatically get rid of it.
Yes.
So a lot of games just became unplayable.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, they finally took it out. Now, strangely enough, this version actually breaks some Fallout 3 mods that deal with the Games for Windows Live pieces of software that's in there. So you might want to check before you totally update. But it's at least good to get like a functional version of Fallout onto the internet,
especially if you're not known for modding things, kind of thing.
It was always a pain in the ass. Like every few years, I would go back and play Fallout 3 from the beginning. And I remember whenever I loaded it all up, it's like I had to fucking deal with that Games for Windows Live bullshit, and it was like, gross.
Yeah, just a terrible fucking time.
Yep. Let's see. We also got, for you, Michael, I pulled the story up. Apparently, it's season 8. the 8th and final season of the Halo Master Chief Collection is out, and this is moving towards the release of Halo Infinite. And one of the things that this did was it basically fixed a bunch of Halo 2 things that were a problem in the Master Chief Collection. So some of it was like shading and colors. Some of it was missing, was like the transitions, crossfades that were just hard cuts. Some of it was like lighting in cutscenes, but they made a bunch of updates to it. I think this is on all versions. I'm not entirely sure, but
it feels like it's mostly PC related, but I don't know because I haven't played the. I don't know if they use the same thing for the Xbox Series X versions or the Series, the Xbox versions.
Yeah. There's a video out there that kind of shows everything. Okay. It looks like it's weird because this article is not entirely clear, but it does say that the Halo 2 was like the Vista version that was kind of fucked up, and they've gone back in and smoothed it out.
Because those were some games that I know had the Windows Live thing.
Games for Windows Live?
Yeah, yes. Those became unplayable for the most part for a bit. I think they eventually came out a way to let you play them.
Yep. Let's see. In further Xbox news, this is actually another thing that I think is going to start to become more and more a thing moving forward. But Windows is or Microsoft is making some moves towards making Xboxes easier to repair with right to repair stuff. So Microsoft has talked about that they want to basically they're hiring people to look into like what it would take to make their hardware easier to repair for a user. Right to repair is something that's very near and dear to my heart. Like, I really feel like most things should have a right to repair.
Oh, 100%.
Strangely, I didn't know this until I read this Kotaku article. Do you know who one of the biggest opponents of right to repair is?
I used to know this.
The ESA.
Not Apple. The ESA, really?
Yeah, the Entertainment Software Association. They literally lobbied against like a Nebraska right to repair law because their whole thing is like, well, if people are freely able to open up their consoles, then the pirates and the hackers will come and they'll take all the video games. It's like, and they do it anyway, man. Like, they do it anyway.
No, absolutely. I was hanging out with somebody who was like, hey, I finished Metro Jet already. I'm like, it's only been out for a day.
Yeah.
It's like, I've had it for like a week.
Yeah.
Because it leaked online and he threw it on his modded Switch like ages ago.
Well, one of the big things, I mean, I don't know. This is something that is, like I said, it's near dear to my heart because when you have systems that are designed to either break or be incredibly difficult to deal with their internals, it means that people can't repair them, which means that they get thrown away, and like that's incredibly wasteful, and it leads to a lot of like really toxic shit in landfills because computer electronics, when like rainwater goes over them and then the metals from the system seep into the ground table, and like you just would rather have a thing where
it's an absolute waste of materials.
Yeah,
because a lot of times, even when you take it to a repair area that's an official, like, it will repair your thing, they just give you another one, just throw that shit out, and that's it. Like, they don't even fucking fix their shit anymore. They really don't.
Yeah. I mean, like, I had to buy a specific screw kit because I wanted to blow out that PS3 fatty that has actually, I want to go in and, I don't know, I can't decide whether I want to just blow out the fan or whether I want to strip it all the way down to the motherboard and reapply the heatsink paste, which is what you really need to do to keep it from dying eventually.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's like you have to
you turn into a George Foreman grill. Like they did that like years ago.
You have to have like a really specific type of Torx screwdriver to get in there, or
really?
Like not even a Torx, it's like a very specific one. So I had to buy like an iFixit kit that had the specific type of screwdriver. So I think everything should have fucking Phillips head screws, and everything should be easy to take apart.
Yes.
And if that means things are slightly bigger, fine. Actually, I
don't even know how to go about taking my phone apart, kind of thing,
dude.
It's so difficult now.
I watched this YouTube video, or I watched this YouTube channel called Linus Tech Tips. They do on tech stuff, and there's this phone company. There's this company, I think it's like in Europe, that has built a phone, and every part of the phone is user serviceable, and you can order replacement parts directly from the manufacturer. So like
wow.
the camera is designed to come out with 3 screws, and you can order another one and just like plug it into the motherboard. Like the battery can be removed, which a lot of phones you can't do that with anymore. But every piece of it can be taken apart and then put back together again, and it's very simply laid out. And like I'm a big fan of that stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of big consoles, PlayStation is opening back up the ability for people to sign up for the ability to buy a PlayStation. Michael, I have a question for you. Did you ever get your email about your ability to buy a PlayStation?
No, I worked with a bunch of people who did, and they'd like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what was the thought process and how you were chosen?
Yeah.
Because you never got one either, as far as I know.
Did not.
And you spend a shit ton on the PlayStation Store.
I surely do.
I'm like, what the absolute fuck, guys?
Yep. On the pre-order program, I mean, basically this is just like, hey, you got to go sign in with your PlayStation ID, do a CAPTCHA, you're signed up. Apparently you'll get an email with a very specific window when you can buy a PlayStation 5. There's language on here about how the selection criteria will be, quote, based on previous interests and other PlayStation activities, which is a little ominous.
Well, that's the thing. Is that's why I thought it was bullshit, because I thought it was like, well, maybe it just involves like, you know, buying and playing stuff on it, and you've bought so much shit on your PlayStation. I'm like, how the fuck did you not get chosen for that sort of thing?
It's a really good question. It's fine. It's fine. I don't care. I got one. That's all. That's all that matters.
That's the thing. Me and you got one. We don't like. We're not upset because we got one.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like I was not. I was just confused more than anything.
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. So if you don't have a PlayStation, I mean, at this point, what's the harm in signing up?
No, yeah.
You know,
you might as well try if you have the money. Go for it.
Yep. And actually, I thought about it. I was like, you know, Sony kind of has a better incentive to just sell this shit direct, right? Like you don't have a middleman taking any chunk of your profit, right? You don't have a Best Buy that's going to be taking a chunk of what every PlayStation sold. You get to keep the entire $500 for yourself. So
the issue is the shipping part. They're not really known for that sort of idea.
Yeah. Let's see. From there, we got some trailers. We actually got some new footage for Saints Row. Got a couple of different trailers. So one of them is kind of just the different districts of Santo Ileso. This one's a lot more kind of put together. It's a little bit more slick. It shows the kind of like there's kind of a dusty suburbs, and then there's like a really ritzy downtown, and there's kind of like highfalutin rich people neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was very put together. It's very just like
it's super pre-alpha, by the way. So if you watch this and you're like, it looks kind of unfinished, because it's super unfinished.
Yeah. The one that was more interesting was they had one that kind of showed a snippet of kind of driving and combat. Again, it's hard to say because, like you said, this is like super pre-alpha, because there's a point in here where the main character is shooting, like there's a bunch of cops and they're shooting all these cops, but the cops are all just like in a big circle, not firing at the player.
No, yeah. They're just sort of staring at him.
And they're just kind of mowing them down. I don't know. This is the sort of thing where I'm almost like, I don't know if you should even be showing this, because
it's really early. That's the thing. Like looking at it,
yeah,
is like it literally says pre-alpha on it, and there's so many textures and stuff that are really smooth because there's nothing attached to them yet.
Yeah.
And like I guess they're just trying to get people to be like, look, it still looks like a Saints Row game.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at this, it still looks like it still has the sort of HUD and look of Saints Row 3 somewhat.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It looks okay. I mean, it would be silly to judge this game based on pre-alpha.
Yeah, based on a handful of trailers and pre-alpha footage.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll get to see how it looks later on down the road. But you are right in that I watched this and I was like, this does look rushed. It looks early.
Looking at this car, like look how smooth everything is on it.
Yeah.
Like there's so much not detail on these cars.
I think that one of the big things that I noticed was that there seems like the lighting effects are pretty baked in, but there seem to be very little particle effects, like smoke, like I would expect from gunfire or I mean, like, you know, the whole area is kind of dusty, so like breaking through stuff, everything is a little too sharp and clean. Like it looks like It actually looks like like a crappy Steam game.
It does. Yeah, that's the thing. It looks like a crappy Steam game at the moment.
So
Like one of those ones that you get that's like $3 and it was made in Russia.
Yeah.
Like over the course of like 3 months.
a little better than that. A little better than that, but kind of on the same level. I definitely want to see more. I definitely want to see it when it's in a better state.
Yeah, like it looks more like it does look more like Saints Row. Looking at it, because
Yeah.
people were really worried. Like, was it going to look like Saints Row? Well, this looks like Saints Row.
Looks like Saints Row.
Just
Southwestern Saints Row.
Are you going to be cool with whatever tone it goes with? Is really what it comes down to, I think.
Yep. Hard to say with this one. I mean, a lot of people, I don't know. I didn't get the whole like rabble thing, but
Well, because we said, it was a teaser, and there's no way to know what a game's going to be like based off of one teaser.
yeah.
If that was true, many games would be very different from from what they ended up becoming.
Absolutely. So yeah, those are out there. Guardians of the Galaxy. I know I've been talking about it nonstop, but I'm going to keep talking about it until it fucking comes out because it looks fucking great. We got a launch trailer. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get a chance to let you see this ahead of time, but this looks just again.
It's crazy that we had a launch trailer this early.
Yeah. Well,
Normally
it's 2
we get
weeks.
it. Well, normally we get one like the week beforehand, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I'm surprised.
There's a lot going on here. It's kind of funny how this reminds me so much of almost like Eon Must Die with all these like geometric
I can see
neon
that.
lights that are going on in the background.
I'm really excited for this game. I know a lot of people were kind of bummed that you're mostly controlling only Peter Quill.
Yeah.
And everybody else is sort of like an assist almost. But I'm really excited for just whatever the story of this is going to be.
Yeah, it looks quite good. It looks quite good. I really hope they don't fuck it up, and if they don't fuck it up, it could end up being one of my favorite games this year. So we'll see how it goes. We got a very brief trailer for Baldur's Gate 3. This is mostly just to announce that they added in this kind of forge level. And they added in a new character. I think it's a sorceress or a wizard.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
We're putting him in everything.
Yeah, sorcerer class. This appears. I actually just put this in here because I was like, Michael, when was the last time that you saw an early access game put out a cinematic trailer for an update? Not the full version, but like we added these 3 new things into the early access game because this game is technically in early access on the PC.
I actually don't remember the last time that's happened. I feel like it has
Has it?
happened. Like I feel like it's happened before, but it's usually like before it's come out.
Yeah.
Like this is like literally just like, hey, there's an update thing.
What Hades did that? They had some little like update trailers for things.
The Grounded.
Oh yeah, Grounded does that
Grounded
shit.
does that.
That.
That was the thing I was thinking because I was like, I know for a fact somebody else has done it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember what. But Grounded, but yeah, that was the last one I can think of.
I'm super psyched for this game, but I don't want to play it until it's actually out on a console because I don't want to play it on the PC.
I would rather it be finished before ever touching something like it.
In additional, what fucking year is it news? We have a trailer for Slender the Arrival.
What?
Yes, that Slender the Arrival apparently is coming to mobile phones.
I guess.
For the first time, I'm like, how has it not been on there?
I haven't thought about
I played that game with Corey and Jason, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's
Like,
the thing. Is like I haven't thought about that since you guys played that game.
Yeah.
It's a fun video if you guys could ever find it. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
But
2021, Slender the Arrival is on
fuck?
cellular
is
telephones.
the Slender still a thing? The Slender Man still anything anybody gives a shit about?
Once they started making sexy Slenderman, I was kind of over Slenderman. Like it was really scary at first, and now there's like a movie, and wow, have you ever watched that Slenderman movie?
No, I forgot there was a movie.
I forgot that Slenderman movie exists. Yeah, so Slenderman on your phone.
Hooray!
We got some Halloween stuff. Rocket League is coming back with some Batman themed stuff. Harley Quinn and Joker cars, and then they're putting the 3 Batmobiles back on the store, and it's the the 80s Batmobile, the Tumbler, and then I don't know what the third one is. It might be a comic book thing. Is that the tank from?
That's the one from Batman v Superman.
Oh, right. That's why I don't remember it, because Batman v Superman.
That's the one he murdered all those people in.
Yeah. It's the one that Superman blows up by standing in front of it.
Yeah, he just stands at it and he's just like, "Fuck you, bitch," and then it flies off or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were originally like DLC cars that you could buy, because I don't think you can buy the DLC for it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Because you can't buy those. You can't buy the DeLorean anymore. The Ecto one. They used to have a shit ton of DLC for that game, and then when it became free to play, just all of a sudden you couldn't buy any of it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you're interested. And then like last on the trailer parade, Corpse Party 2020. Corpse Party is getting re-released. So I don't know. I looked this up, Michael, and Corpse Party is a... Do you know what this is?
I've heard of it. I just don't remember anything about it.
So Corpse Party, the game, is like an RPG Maker game. That's like a horror game. It's kind of adventure horror. And according to the Wikipedia article for it, it was originally released for the NEC PC 9801, April 22nd of 1996 in Japan.
Oh, wow.
And then it got ported to different windows. There was a PSP version.
Like, I feel like I've seen a Let's Play of the original ones, like at some point.
Yeah, it's on the Switch. It's on the PS4. So there's a new version of it. They're basically re-releasing it for new platforms, but
Yay,
and it's
I
got
guess.
some new content added in.
That's
I don't
nice.
know. It's still, just pixel art and kind of anime characters. Apparently it's got, I don't know, every year for the Asylum, I always end up searching for like, what are some underrated spooky video games that nobody knows about? And this one always comes up, but I keep looking at it and going like, but how could it be scary? It doesn't look very scary.
It's probably more like the story or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's fascinating.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's wrap up with a few more things. Ubisoft has delayed the Ghost Recon Battle Royale game.
I guess.
Yep.
I don't know what to say on that one, to be honest.
It was very vague. They announced the delay, saying the development team is dedicated to creating the best experience possible. Apparently, the quote-unquote fans were not super happy with what they saw out of the trailer last week, which could potentially be the cause for why this happened.
I don't know. Battle Royales are starting to hit that point where I think people just don't care as much anymore.
Well-
We all knew it was going to happen eventually, but I don't know. I don't know if it's hit still. I never saw the trailer, so I don't even know what they're upset about.
Well, the weird thing about Ghost Recon Battle Royale is that Ubisoft already has a Battle Royale game called Hyperscape.
Oh, yeah,
It
that's
literally
right.
exists. So, like,
It's the thing. The snake keeps eating itself.
Yeah.
When it comes to these Battle Royale games.
yeah. We also got news that Ubisoft is delisting the original Rocksmith.
Oh wow.
So the original Rocksmith came out in 2011. There were a bunch of songs, DLCs, etc., etc. There was also a Rocksmith, there was a what was it called? Rocksmith Remastered that came out in 2014. This appears to be almost specifically, Michael, 10 years to the day, which makes you wonder, in a game that licensed a whole shitload of music, and it's been 10 years since it originally came out, it's probably getting delisted because the licenses for all the music are up.
Oh no, 100%. That's most likely what it is. And by the time you guys listen to this, they would have already been delisted.
Yes. Actually, I think it depends on whether you're listening to this on Sunday night or Monday morning.
Well, well, the thing is, a lot of the times when those updates happen, they tend to happen like in the morning.
Yep.
So it'll probably be gone by the time they even listen to this.
Yep. So, yeah. Just FYI.
Yeah, if you want to play Freebird, you got to get on that shit now.
You got to wait for that new one, that cell phone one. Disney is going to be announcing something new video game related December 14th.
Sora's in Star Wars.
Sora is the new character in Jedi Fallen Order. So apparently Disney has this this thing called Bring Home the Bounty, where every week from now until Christmas they're going to be announcing something Star Wars related.
Ooh, that's nice.
Apparently the first thing was just a bunch of like action figures of some sort.
That
But
sounds right.
the December 14th announcement is a video game controller. So we're assuming they're going
Most
to
likely a game.
see something
Hopefully.
game related.
Or maybe it's just a video game controller and they're fucking with you.
It's a Star Wars themed video game controller. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, the thing is that so far we've got the Knights of the Old Republic remake, we've got the Ubisoft open world game, and we've got the fucking David Cage game, and we've got
about that. Oh shit.
the Facebook mobile Blast Arena game or whatever it is.
I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. Star Wars people get a lot of stuff right now.
Yes.
Smorgasbord.
Well, if you're not a Star Wars fan, but you are a fan of Joe and Mac,
Fucking hell, really?
then you'll be getting a new Joe and Mac remake in 2022, apparently. Joe and Mac, you remember the caveman side-scroller game?
I do, is the thing. That's
Kinda
why I'm
stupid.
surprised by that.
Kind of a stupid...
It's known as Caveman Ninja in Japan?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep. Caveman Ninja. I do not remember liking Joe and Mac, but at all.
They re-release it constantly.
Yeah.
Is the thing. Like you can buy it fucking everywhere.
There's no trailer. There's nothing but a few screenshots. It looks like they're just kind of redoing all the sprites and everything for it.
I'm sure. I don't know. Like that's an interesting choice, but I feel like they did it purely because no one gives a fuck enough to spend a lot of money on it.
True. Very true. Well, I'll tell you what I would like to spend a lot of money on, and that is that we finally got a release date or a pre-order date for the Xbox Series X mini fridge.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, so this is the mini fridge version?
Yes. So this is the actual mini fridge version of an Xbox Series X, $99. And I would actually pay for that. But
That's actually not bad.
I have a feeling that they are going to sell out immediately.
Oh, no, they're going to. But the thing is, like, I don't have any reason to buy a mini fridge.
Yeah.
Because I don't have, like, room for it. Like, what would I do with it?
I would put mine in the studio and then fill it up with beers and then not have to go leave my room to get another beer when I need another beer.
You can just buy a normal mini fridge for that, by the way.
No, I want the Xbox one. I'm going to put the Xbox mini fridge over where my Xbox Series X currently is. And then when the robbers come, they'll steal the fridge instead of the Xbox.
They'll notice that it's just full of beers, though.
I think it's also probably larger and heavier.
Most likely, yeah. But they'll probably not know the difference, kind of thing.
Apparently, it holds 12 sodas.
12 cans, yeah.
It's got a USB port on the front, and it looks like an Xbox Series X.
It's got a USB port on it?
Yep. It's got a green inside. I kind of want one. They're going to pre-order October 19th, but they're also apparently going to be available at like Targets. So I'm wondering if I could like
chance, yeah,
maybe like get one at a Target. Because I know that everybody wants a new console, but does everybody need a new mini fridge?
I know scalpers are really weird about shit right now.
Yeah, but if it's the sort of thing where you're buying it like at the Target in Austin and you have to pick it up from the Target in Austin, like scalpers can't get those ones, right? Unless
they could still try.
They could still try.
I don't know. Like it's.
I want it.
Like I want it. You have a better chance because it's still a mini fridge, and I don't see scalpers getting that many mini fridges.
I want the mini fridge.
It seemed like it would be more work than it's worth.
I don't know why. I want it so bad, but I want it real bad.
It's because it's a fun idea.
It's a stupid fucking thing. I never buy anything stupid. Well, no, that's not true. I buy a lot of stupid shit.
The thing is, it's an affordable stupid thing.
That's it. You got it.
If this thing was like $400, I would be like, no, that's stupid. But it's $100. I'm like, I spent $100 on stupider shit.
If it was a full size fridge for $700, then no. But yeah,
even then, yeah,
I want a mini fridge. I want a mini fridge. Well, maybe you don't have $100 to spend on a mini fridge, but do you have $70 to spend on the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy re-release? Because apparently, well, according to the listing on one website, it might actually end up being $70 on next-gen consoles.
Huh.
That seems a bit much for old games.
It's a lot, especially if they don't have. Again, I'm going to bring this up. They don't have all their original music.
Yep.
And they still run like not very good.
Like buttholes.
Yeah.
Like total buttholes.
Like there should be a lot of work put into it for $70 to be worth that sort of thing.
Yes.
Because I can just buy the 3 of these games on the PlayStation Store for like $30 or something.
Statistically speaking, you probably already own at least one of these 3 games.
No, I do. That's the thing. I own at least 2 of them.
Yeah.
San Andreas is the only one that I don't own on a console. I had it on PC because I bought it at a fucking half price books or something. I don't even remember how I got it, and I modded the shit out of it. So I just had like DeLoreans and shit going back in time and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Just the dumb shit you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the only reason I did it.
Okay, well, maybe $70 is too much. But if you don't have enough money, you could always compete to earn money in Squid Game on Grand Theft Auto 5 Online.
Oh my God.
Which apparently people are making like Squid Game ripoffs online. Like,
Oh, they're making game types.
yeah, where they do like the red light, green light, where somebody uses the voice comms to set the red light, green light. Then there's a bunch of other people that are the kill you if you're moving people. They had this. They have this is from a video. I should definitely credit this. This is from a YouTube video from. God damn it, YouTube! Why don't you tell me things? From Vedact, showing this. They also have the jumping on the glass mini game from Squid Game, and then a third one where it's basically just like it's like the doll is like hunting everybody through like through this modified version of like their dormitory or whatever. Netflix really should poop out a Squid game. Apparently Roblox is fucking full of Squid Games games right now.
I saw a YouTube video. I want to say it was a Rooster Teeth or something where they did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that's the thing is that like when you get something that's really straightforward, like that sort of thing, because they're all children's games for the most part.
Yeah.
That you could easily just fucking do something like that with anything that has an editor in some way.
Yeah.
And this is a good example of that.
It has mod tools.
Yeah.
Yep. And last but not least, there was a question posed online that was, what would happen if we added random values to even vertices in Super Mario 64? And the answer is kind of amazing. It's
Oh my
basically
God.
just like everything that's a 3D model in this is wrong. I actually love this. Let me make sure again that I credit correctly. This was Starkzon on Twitter, STARXXON. I think this is a really excellent base if you wanted to make a horror game, right?
I could see
it was like
that,
the
yeah.
cursed version of Mario 64, because everything that's a 3D part of the game is kind of subtly fucked up and wrong in this video.
It's really jarring.
Yeah.
Because you're like, God, Toad just looks horrifying. But yeah, then you'll see like the 2D images that pop up and they're all fine.
Right. But everything that's 3D is just like kind of subtly borked.
Like all of the trees look fine, which is the funniest thing to me is that like every the trees, the fences,
Yeah.
like every enemy and
But everybody else looks like they were left out in the sun for too long.
Yeah.
Or
like they were in a microwave or something.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Except for Mario. Mario just looks like a series of jagged edges.
Yeah. I think it's because Mario has more polygons than anybody else, but
Kind of amazing.
yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I think we have Michael, do you think we have time for one question? I think we have time, for one question. One question. Let's see which questions I haven't answered here in the old Discord.
In the meantime, while you're reading this, I found out something interesting about Sora.
Oh, did you?
From
we didn't get a chance to
Hearts.
ask you about Sora last week. Like, what do you think about that as the final Smash character?
You know, I feel like we talked about it at some point. I don't remember when.
Did we talk about it on the mic, or did we talk about it off the mic?
We talked about it while playing something.
Oh, okay.
We talked about when we were playing Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
Oh,
So if you want to know my full
yes.
thoughts, watch that. But I
Yes.
found out something interesting about him. So it turns out that his copyright is split between Disney and Nomura
Uh-huh.
because Disney owns the copyright to his shoes and some of his outfit. And Nomura owns pretty much all the anime bullshit parts of Sora,
Okay, of
like
course.
like his hair
Sure.
and stuff. But his giant fucking shoes are purely Disney related, which is the reason apparently why it was so difficult to get him in Smash Brothers,
Uh-huh.
because he's split among the two of them.
That's fucking stupid.
Right?
So
It's
stupid.
fucking insane.
Let's see. I feel bad because Persian King wrote this one in for a while. Let's see. Okay, I've been skipping this one because it's a little long, but let's just see. Persian King Rayson says, "Hello, the undeniable awesome Jeff and reasonably awesome Michael." Dude, everybody's awesome on this show.
Reasonably, though.
So the Kotaku article about Skull and Bones. Of course, these questions are all old.
I don't remember what they're talking about.
Skull and Bones and the long development hell
that thing
partially resulted in the mess that was Cyberpunk 2077 got me thinking to myself about how it's kind of a miracle that Santa Monica Studios, Rockstar, and Bethesda, amongst others, have largely managed to avoid the problems caused by long development times, such as constant changing of creative heads, like God of War, RDR2, and Skyrim, have no right to be as good as they are, and even in consideration of how buggy Skyrim was at the start, in hindsight of Cyberpunk's mess, it wasn't nearly as bad, IMO. It nonetheless arrived to the question I want to pick your brains with, and that is there ever really a point where the sunk cost fallacy becomes too great to warrant continuing production, especially in the case that the creative vision for the game / movie / whatevs is constantly changing? Well, this is weird because it's hard. The reason I haven't asked this question because it's a very hard question to answer. Because one, we don't get a lot of information about what happens inside of studios.
No, for the most part.
Two, some of this stuff, like the Skull and Bones thing, from everything that I read, Ubisoft would love to cancel Skull and Bones.
Yes.
But they signed an agreement with, what was like the Taiwan or Hong Kong or whatever.
Yeah,
like
the Taiwanese government.
Taiwanese government for tax breaks if they put out a game from a studio that they established in Taiwan.
They have to pay for all of those taxes if they don't.
Right. So breaking that would mean that they would have to get all those tax breaks back. Also, I think that publishers these days have looked at the internet and realized that, like, all right, it's just you and me and the people that are stuck around at the end of 2 hours, right? Like, gamers, you guys will play some fucking shit games.
That's
like,
true.
People will buy, and gamers are like, they're like horny little rabbits, man. Like, you remember when Modern Warfare 2, there weren't dedicated servers? Everybody was like, that's it, I'm not playing Modern Warfare 2. And then they totally did anyway.
And it sold fucking gangbusters.
Right. Cyberpunk 2077, they offered people full refunds. Like, pretty much every platform was offering people complete refunds. And like, what, this is like less than 20% of the people.
It was a really small amount.
Like, people, that game is bad, or like, it's fundamentally broken and mediocre. And like, you should have gotten your money back and spent it on something else and then bought it again if it was good. But people were like, meh. Like, I think that game studios know that you can put out a boring, bad, or broken game, and it just doesn't have the same. It doesn't affect the reputation of your studio.
Here's the thing:
there's literally going to be people online defending it. Like, I don't know, man.
Here's the thing: is that even like the games that are considered some of the worst games of all time, actually did pretty well at the time.
Yep.
Superman 64 did really well at the time it came out. Before word of mouth stopped it. Even E.T. did. Like, people talk shit about how E.T. failed, but when it came out, it sold a lot before, again, word of mouth stopped it.
They like ordered like 3 copies for every human being on the planet Earth. It was one of those situations where they made so many.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
That's really what they actually failed that game. But a good example that I will bring up that is this, to me, this is the perfect example of this should have been, like, I like this game. I'm one of the only people I know who likes this game, and I think you'll know what I'm talking about. Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh yeah,
Duke Nukem Forever is a game that should have been canceled a very, very long time ago.
Yep.
Because it would never have lived up to its hype.
Yep.
And there's no way it would have sold the amount it would have needed to make back any good amount of cost, really, because it'd been being made for 14 years,
right,
or something like that, something massive. To me, like the point where you should start canceling something is the time frame, because if something has been out for so long, people expect better things the longer something is being made. Like recently, if you watched, Matt McMuscles came out with a video on Alan Wake. He did a What Happened.
I haven't watched that one yet. Yeah,
he did a What Happened on Alan Wake. And he talks about how at one point they had to scrap everything they're doing and they delayed it. and the delay made people be like, well, then they're
It's going to be even better.
It's going to be even better than it
Yeah.
was, not knowing that the whole reason they got delayed is because they had to start over
Right.
outright, kind of thing. Like that happens, and so that's really the issue with it's rarely a sunk cost thing. It's usually a time thing.
See, well, I also think that it's worth remembering that even mediocre games marketed well I think sometimes that we're not actually able to see how much money even mediocre games make for game studios.
Yes.
Because we're not privy to the actual development budget for a lot of games. We'll see like estimates and stuff, but they do not like to release that information. But like, games cost $60 a piece. Like that's a fair amount of money. And you multiply that by X numbers, and you start to get up into the millions pretty quickly.
It doesn't take a lot.
The thing is that if you manage to trick people with a good trailer and keeping it away from journalists, and like how many games have you seen do that? Like
A lot just in the past year.
what happened is almost entirely like based on that.
Yeah.
I remember I've told the story a million times where like a Game Informer article about Jurassic Park Trespasser got me so fucking excited for that game, and it was garbage. Like it was unplayable dog shit. Like it should have made the people who made the game, they should have felt bad putting it out. Or oh god, what was that other one I was just thinking about? There was all I can think of now is Battlecruiser 3000, which was a total fucking debacle. But there's been a lot of these things, but I think that the problem that I keep coming back to is one of the reasons that I am so sorry, I'm all over the place. The caffeine's starting to wear off. So I think that a lot of times what we don't understand is that the actual, like for a game to lose money, depending on what the marketing budget is, it has to flop really hard. Like
absolutely.
Really, really fucking hard. Like it's possible that it might, I feel like a lot of times what we consider to be quote unquote failures are games that merely made their budget plus $500,000 back is considered to the game publisher a colossal failure because it didn't make everybody fucking it's not the it prints money meme, right? Like
some failures are like it reached 2 million units, but it reached it like after a year,
right?
Compared to like Call of Duty making that in like a month or two.
That was the reason IO went independent, right? Is that Square Enix bought IO and they expected Hitman games to sell like crazy. The guy that came out and publicly apologized because fucking Tomb Raider didn't sell like Call of Duty, and it was like it was never going to.
It's Tomb Raider. Like the fuck is wrong with you? And it was the best selling Tomb Raider like at the time.
Yeah, I mean let me go back and reiterate that Activision's worth is $27 billion.
Yeah.
Like,
and they only mostly release Call of Duty nowadays.
Right. They've almost entirely consolidated into like 4 or 5 games.
They released like 3 other games in the past like 3 years, and 2 of them were HD remakes.
Yeah. Like I think that the amount of money that comes
4 of them were HD, the 3 of them
that comes from this stuff is unreal to the point where you could literally have a studio making Skull and Bones. Now, I definitely get I feel like the games that like God of War, the reason that God of War worked was because crazy fucking David Jaffe was running it, right?
Yeah.
Or Cory Balrog for God of War 2016. Like the games that come out the best have a single person making them who knows what the fuck they're doing. And if you have a person who knows what the fuck they're doing at the helm, then you can have a long development cycle and you can still come out with a coherent product at the other side.
And you can have some really like so as long as everything's very cohesive and the team is on the same page, then you'll be fine. That's a lot of the times those are how these games turn out fine. Like God of War, the original, all the Red Dead 2 is a bit iffy, but our issues have nothing to do with how the development went.
Right.
Like
no, that game is supposed to be long and boring.
It's supposed to be long and it's kind of annoying and kind of thing. Whereas like I'm gonna bring Duke Nukem Forever up again. I'm also gonna bring up what the hell's the name of it? Star Citizen. Is that the name of it?
Yep.
That one's both of those games have the same issue where that no one knows what they want to do with it, and it constantly is changing constantly, and nobody knows how to sit down and be like, this is what we're going to do and this is what we're going to stick with.
Right.
And like, because by the time they realize it, they've spent a gajillion dollars on these things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I actually think it's kind of hard to get to that level. But also, again, I really, 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 really think that gamers in general and are the fucking politicians, the people that run this place, that you should be able to return a video game.
No.
You should be able to bring a video game home, start it up, and go, oh, this is bad quality. I was paying for quality, and the quality that I got was poor. I want to return this. And like, yes, people are going to buy a game, bring it home, beat it, and then bring it back to the store. However, let me just go back to that example about how Cyberpunk 2077, a broken bad game, had unlimited refunds, and people did not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
This idea that if you do this, that every single person, that, you know, grown-ass adults like you and me are going to be doing what I did when I was 17 and just buying a GameStop game, beating it, then bringing it back and returning it for store credit, paying an extra $10 to get a new game.
Yeah.
That has never been a thing that the majority of people do. Most people like buy Metroid Dread and then they bring it home and they play it. And most adults or people who have jobs or people who like video games, they're not in a hurry to immediately give back their video games.
No.
They're not looking to fuck over the system. There's a small percentage that is. And then the fact that Denuvo DRM, performance problems, all these different, there's all these different, the right to repair stuff, with the backwards compatibility stuff. Like, yeah, you know what? The PSP failed because people modded the fuck out of it, but like, the PSP was also not a good console. Like,
that's the thing, is that people say that, but people modded the shit of the DS too.
Yeah.
And that's the reason the PSP and the Vita failed had nothing to do with the fact they were moddable.
It's because
the fact that the memory cards were like $80.
Well, also the fact that they didn't have any good games.
Yes, that too.
Like, I had a Vita. I bought 2 PSPs. I bought the original PSP and the PSP Go and the dock and the connector to put it to my TV so I could play Peace Walker off the PSP on my TV.
You had the PS TV too, didn't you?
I had a PS TV. It's actually sitting right up on my shelf. I have a PS Vita. I bought all of those, and the problem is that there were like 4 games for each one of those systems. Like, if they had put Skyrim on the PlayStation Vita, they would have sold a shitload of Vitas, right?
There was so few games on there that were worth it, and a lot of them were not all that interesting. A lot of them were fighting game related, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you rarely met another person who had one because again, their memory cards were stupid expensive because they're all proprietary memory cards.
Yeah. And
they were always stupidly expensive to the point where it's like, well, I'm just gonna buy the 3DS at that point, and it has like you can use any fucking micro SD card on it. Mm-hmm. And those cost you like way less memory card wise. Like, the PlayStation completely fucked over their handhelds immensely because they had a lot of potential and they just constantly fucked them over.
Yep,
constantly.
Yep, 100%. So I only bring that up to basically say that, like, I'm trying to think of the examples of big failures. Because software-wise, I mean, there's some, but, it's like No Man's Sky was bad, but it still sold a shitload. Like, the thing is that between the pre-order bonuses and buying digital and the lack of being able to return stuff, you know what? I'll tell you who gets it the most is, like, even if there is a place where people return games, the people who get it in the dick the hardest are, like, indie devs on Steam.
Yeah.
Like, there was a story a few weeks back of a guy who, like, had a game, and his game could be beaten in under 2 hours, and he basically just like tweeted out like, hey, I'm not going to make games anymore, because people would buy his game on Steam, they would play it all the way in under 2 hours, and then they would return it for $10 on Steam and get their $10 back. And so many people did that on Steam that he was just like, I can't work like this.
He's like, I didn't make anything.
Yeah, like, I can't, I poured my shit into this game, and then people just basically stole it from me. But in a lot of cases, I don't know. I have to wonder. There's so much we don't know about the video game industry.
No, there's not. Like that's why I'm such a big fan of the What Happened videos.
Yeah,
because it's the most I've ever learned of like the behind the scenes of a game development, and he does his best to get what he can from it.
Yeah,
and even that like is only the smallest fucking cut of what really has happened behind the scenes.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that Nintendo book that I read a while back, listened to on a book on tape, was very good. Like, I feel like I understand Nintendo way more after listening to like the history of Nintendo and like the games and the systems and the philosophy and all that stuff. And I wish that there was one of those books for the PlayStation and the Xbox and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Sunk cost is hard. I'm a real big believer in cutting loose early in the sunk cost instead of sticking around to see if you can turn it around. But
there's some games that like they just will never cancel for like, and no one knows why. Like Tekken Cross Street Fighter is a game that they will not say is canceled consistently, and no one knows why.
Oh, there was one a few weeks back. Was it like it's like a Titanfall or something? Or no, it was something a few weeks back. Anyway, that's it. We're both delirious, and it's Friday night, so we're signing off. Thanks everybody for listening. I was going to say thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe button. Go to patreon.com.
It's also on YouTube.
That's what I say on the videos, and I guess this is a video. Michael, tell them where they can find you before I just say something I'll regret.
You can find me on oneofus.net. Eventually, there will be a review for the French Dispatch on there. There's a review for Ghostbusters, Cleaning Up the Town, Remembering the Ghostbusters, which is a documentary that I really, really liked. And eventually there will be a review for Archery Season 12 on there as well.
There you go. And yeah, if you do want to hear me say something that I'll regret, you can always go to patreon.com/rage, sign up and get on our Discord server, where sometimes I drink a lot of beers and say a lot of dumb shit.
It's true.
Doesn't always happen. I'm the most uninteresting man in the world, where it's like I don't always get drunk and post on the Discord server, but when I do,